I don't know, bro. All I'm saying is, Oaks, if there's a team that's going to be made in an org, come on,
Yeah,
Oaks. Someone's got to
yeah.
pick this Oaks up. They're top players, Oaks.
It's
Come
crazy,
on,
Nick.
you can't just have Oaks just randomly leave teams for whatever their personal reasons may be, and then they're not going to be playing CS at the
Crazy.
top of the level. Arguably the best players of both these teams. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Someone put pen to paper. That's all I'm saying. Put pen to paper.
and then a completely unrelated note. I mean, I know there's a big announcement coming on the 1st of March. That's all I'm saying. Like, completely unrelated to Sean and EXE. Anyway, let's draw things back to the game now. To the players who are still in the teams, guys, welcome. We're in the upper bracket here still. This is round number 3 of the upper bracket, or this is still round 2, right? No, this is still round 2.
Yes.
Okay, this is still round 2. Of course, we had Tuesday's game between August Cutter and Sinister 5, where Sinister 5 won out 2-0, dropping August Cutter down to the lower bracket. Whoever wins tonight progresses through to round 3 and secures himself a spot in the top 6 of the competition. Loser will drop down to the lower bracket as well. So everything to play for here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. We're seeing people almost get their hands on the money. Obviously, top 5 have their chance of getting their hands on the big green. But we've seen 2 O's throughout the whole of the upper brackets. If you go into the Battle 5 page, which is super nicely set out, you could check everything there. There's only 2 zeros throughout the whole of the upper bracket. ATK beat Zion 2-0. Since the 5, we saw them take down August Cutter 2-0. Goliath beat Kasi 2-0 off stream. And out and out is DNMK and Royalty. The question is, will that 2-0 carry on? Will DNMK get the win 2-0? Will Royalty get the win 2-0? Or is it going to be the first time we're going to see 3 maps?
I mean, I definitely wouldn't be surprised if we saw 3 maps, and we were expecting to see that with Sinister 5 and August Cutter, right? Especially when Sinister 5 won the first map, Vertigo. We then were going to Mirage, and we definitely thought we were going the distance. Then, in the end, it was Sinister 5 who closed out in 2. So coming into tonight's match, I mean, there's definitely a chance of 3, but I mean, now you're going to start going with the trend, right? I mean, kicking off proceedings this evening, we're going to be starting what first map is Train, picked by DNMK, and then after that we go to Dust 2 Royalty. I mean, that's their bread and butter, right? That's their stock map pick. That's their go-to every day of the week. And then the decider is Mirage. So I mean, I think there's a pretty good chance that we could go to 3 maps.
I do think there is a really good chance. I think both these teams with new players coming in, obviously an arguably larger change for Royalty sort of points of view. They're changing IGLs, arguably the most important role in a 5-man CSGO team. They've brought in Ninjas and Doru, previous teammates of Ninjas, actually all the way back in the WRG days. So they know how each other play. It's going to be an interesting matchup. Four players from each team are very familiar with how each other play. However, these 2 new ins for each of these 2 teams, they haven't really had previous histories with the players they find themselves playing. So I do think we're going to see a bit more of a loosey-goosey sort of performance on pretty much all 3 maps. I think it's definitely going to be an interesting affair to see what happens.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's going to be great to see Doru in action as well, right? Joining this DNMK team, seeing how he's going to be getting into the mix here with the individuals. I mean, of course, he was formerly a part of ATK and was a large part of their success throughout 2020. So now, for whatever personal reasons, he had to depart that team, ended up as a free agent. Now he's been picked up by DNMK. I think that DNMK have gotten actually pretty lucky. When you think about, they lost a player of the man's stature, very tough player to replace, but picking up someone like Doru to fill that void, I mean, he's going to be very, very capable of bringing some good firepower, good structure, and just an all-round good teammate to that DNMK mix.
I agree. I think all the main point that ATK gents were pushing across throughout the whole of last year is Doru's that type of player who's more than happy to do the dirty work in layman's terms, run into sites first. He's the one to drop an AK, and he's the headshot machine himself, So, I mean, I think Doru can pretty much walk into any team below ATK in the South African scene. We speak about ATK. They've had an era, if you will. He can walk into pretty much any team, name them, DNMK, Goliath, Royalty, any of the top teams, Sinister 5, August Cutter. He'll walk into any of those teams and arguably make them a better team. So I think DNMK will be more than happy with the pickup that they've got with Doru.
Yeah, I mean, also got quite a lot of experience in last year as well, working under Spray, working with Mist with Slowy. I'm sure he's learned a lot he's going to be bringing to the team. But looking at the balance of this DNMK roster now, Nick, after they lost the man, it seems like it's throwing things out of balance a little bit because, he was one of the star players. It felt like along with Divo, like they were the 2 individuals who did most of the heavy lifting or sort of were tasked with doing most of the heavy lifting for DNMK. And now that the man has fallen out, they brought Doru in, who's not an out-and-out star player. He can frag, but he's not an out-and-out star player. We have a similar situation to what we spoke about Royalty last week, where some of the other individuals in the team are going to have to start picking their game up a little bit as well to try and negate that gap and that difference and that imbalance. So I'm looking at the likes of Heartbreak in particular. I think that Heartbreak's going to have to start becoming one of those dominant AWPers. He's the IGL as well, so he's got that responsibility on his shoulders, but I want to see him take over servers. I mean, we've seen him have that momentum-based AWPing style before, where he'll get a pick, he'll just keep charging forward, another pick. Sometimes I think he gets a bit reserved, and I want to see him actually embrace that mentality and really start to employ it frequently. So I'm keen to see how they're going to be negating that impact from the imbalance.
Yeah, I agree. I think Heartbreak's definitely one of the names where if he pops off, you're going to be looking at 25 plus frags, and that is scary business.
Yeah.
But then there's the flip side. We spoke about the momentum based. We saw about the August Kata, how they sort of a momentum based team. I think Heartbreakers, again, if he's quiet, then he's going to be real quiet. And if you can't find impact with that AWP, then you're going to have a real tough time. And the first map is going to be Train, and that's an AWPer's paradise. You know, we see double AWP setups, one towards Ivy, maybe towards B sometimes, but it's always up in Z, catching that early frag with the player jumping out towards Olaf, all that good stuff. You know, that AWP has to find big impact.
Yeah, and here we go. Nick, going straight into the personal round. Royalty on the CT side, DMNK on the T side. DMNK's map pick as we kick off proceedings here in the upper bracket, round number 2 matchup between these two illustrious organizations. Both of them looking to get off to a good start here. What have we got? DNK. What have they got in store? Straight down pop. 2 players, maybe just making some noise, showing some presence. Might commit to this, considering they still have 2 players outside of A main, lining up Util as well. Doru along with his IGL Heartbreak, getting some smokes in, but it is going to turn into a fake, Nick. They're going to be trying to use that as a ruse, and it has pulled the 1B defender across, and you can see there's a commitment coming through from Kani, so his job right now is to sell this fake, and he's done a great job of it as well. There's only one player on this B bomb side, it's Ninjask, and he's been caught in transition. He's been forced back, bomb plant secured.
Oh, but he's actually found a good hole towards Speedway. But Divo, he's towards Summit, and he's going to get 2 on the own. But Ninjask, he's doing God's work towards Speedway. So now it's Divo who's in no man's land. The script has been flipped. Kanye's on the flank. He's going to get his ripped off. And just like that, the star player we needed to come out is going to be Heartbreak in the 1v2. Can he win it out? No armor, though. He's going to have a rough time trying to get this defuse. But they haven't retrieved the defuse kits.
Yeah, still nobody's taking this defuse either. He's got the information. Ninjask is going to try and force the issue, and he actually finds the kill. That's a quad kill in the round for the IGL of Royalty. Massive play from him there, Nick. I mean, he is the B anchor, so for the fact that he was able to get so much done is quite remarkable. I mean, the fact that he's still alive is quite remarkable as well, because normally the B player is the first one to go down, but he actually finishes the round off. Great work by him, good decision-making, and good movement there in the bomb site.
Yeah, 100%. I think Train is also one of those maps where that B player can almost get abused. You know, if you can later on in the half make them play 2B, then obviously the A side becomes more weak. But I mean, that B player, it's not sort of a one and done sort of situation. It's sort of a one stay alive situation. You got to have that sort of impact if you're the B anchor. And it's going to be some sort of a theme we see throughout the whole side of Train. But the DMNK are coming back with a full force, 5 Galils on their side.
Yeah, that bomb plant, man. A couple kills as well meant they could afford the rifles across the board. They've got 3 smokes and a flashbang. They're going to go for full A exit here. Heartbreak swings out and he swings straight into 2 players. Able to get some decent damage done, but nothing of a lethal nature. And that's a little bit awkward now for DMNK. It's sort of stunted their approach in the round and what the plan was. And you can see they're starting to have to consider some ulterior options. And Kani's not going to be a part of those plans because he's been dispatched of by God's Not Dead.
Ooh, double drop here. Can Donkey, if he gets one, he's more than happy with that, but he's actually going to just get some little bit of extra tickle damage over towards Divo. All 3 players coming out of pop here, and a missed pop smoke means that Doobie has free reign with the scout. He's going to get 1, but pushing through the smoke are the rest of the DNMK players. Next is down to 18 points. Both these players are in the red in a 2v4, and this looks like it's Royalty's round.
Yeah, how on earth do you win this from DNMK's perspective? This just seems like mission impossible right now. Ninja's been brought down low, and Doobie will actually be taken down as well. Leggy's been dinked up. I mean, I still don't have much faith here, considering how low Divo is. 3 bullets in the clip will be enough for him to find the frag, but he just doesn't realize there's a player in the bomb site. So even though this is looking decent and they find some kills, it's still a mere formality. Royalty clean up against the full spy.
They didn't get the AUG. The AUG was towards the back of bomb site. Ninjask was looking for it, but he's only got the MP9.
What do you think Leggy's saying right now?
He's like, no, bro. I mean,
is he... Yeah.
Doobie brought up the AUG, and then he got tagged down low, so he switched it over to Leggy.
Okay,
but
for the scouts. Okay.
The AUG is just so much good real estate, you know, and they got have a couple SMPs, but it's just going to be a full USP, a rush coming out from DNMK. So Can Ninjas do farming with the MP9 is going to be the question. He's going to be good for 1, going to be good for 2. He's really teaching us to count. He's good for 3. As finally Divo is going to be able to get the bomb plant. But that is all they wanted in this round.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, they barely invested anything into this round. I mean, maybe a flashbang. I see Divo to upgrade a pistol, but outside of that, this was a very easy-going round for DMNK in terms of what they invested. And they've been able to find some kills. He's going to swing out and find another one. That's $600 with the SMG, so I think DMNK are going to be very happy with that, Nick. And also, when you consider that they got 3 kills in the round prior to this one, it means that they've kept Royalty's economy in check going into this first gun round. So if they're able to pick up this gun round, they reset the CT's economy, and then they can start to sink their teeth into this half.
Yeah, definitely. They can definitely start getting those important rounds. I mean, Train, not very T-sided. You can feel like a wall running into bomb site sometime. However, you can find those holes. I know Carrigan, with the way the T-side Train meta is going, Carrigan is one of the sought-after IGLs in that regard. With the sandwich and E-box smokes, he finds so many holes outside, shooting players in the back of the head. And then as soon as you get one player out without the CTs knowing, then it's A for away. You can start to pinch the bomb site, shoot some players in the back of the head, and then it's going to be all goodness. But it's going to be interesting to see how the DNMK players and Royalty players on the flip side are going to approach this T side of Train.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I completely agree with you about, you can find some momentum on the T side and you can make things happen. But on the flip side of that, it can actually be one of the most challenging T sides in the entire game as well. If like, it just feels like nothing's working. These really tight choke points, tough to gain map control of. Ivy, Pop Dog, these are like seriously tough points of contention to overcome. So it can also be one of those T sides that's just like all of a sudden you've lost 7 or 8 rounds in a row, you've tried everything and nothing's really working out for you. So let's see how this half's going to be playing out for DNMK. They're taking it fairly passive right now, and in the meantime, Donkey's taking A main control, and he's got support from Doobie as well. Quite an interesting crossfire they've got set up right now. Nexus, he's going to get caught off completely, and that's a nice little bait now. Divo does take down Doobie, but that allows Donkey to activate. He's just trying to get out around the corner, but Doru holding the angle will take him down. So it's 3v3 as this bomb plant starts to take place. Kanye will be able to secure that relatively easily.
Oh, Heartbreak's in no man's land, but he gets the frag.
Massive frag. Kanye blinded up, wants to try and find the kill. It's actually God's Not Dead who's blinded up, and he's still going to find that kill. Wants to trade for the AK just to give himself some extra maneuverability here. There is a kit on both these players' flashes as well, so they've got what they need to make this work, but Heartbreak finds another pick, and that's massive now. They should have the idea that Doru's in Pop Dog because he got the kill there a bit earlier, but how on earth does God's Not Dead make this work? 2 different angles to try and contend with. The timing is on point for Doru, and that's the round over. DNMK on the board.
And that's the first gun round. That's always the sort of confidence you got to get. Yes, you lost pistol. Yes, you lost the force bar after that. But the gun rounds is what we talk about. The gun rounds are where games are won and lost. And DNMK, they post the first, and it was pretty good in all honesty. They had the flash play towards middle. They traded out effectively, and then in the post plant 2v1, Heartbreak just doing everything he could. It comes down to Leggy, unfortunately, just not getting that frag towards a Heartbreak on top blue, and Heartbreak makes him pay and wins the round in the meantime.
Yeah. And now we're seeing the effect from those all those kills that DNMK were getting in the rounds they were losing. Royalty have to save. Got a little bit of cash to pick up some armor and upgraded pistols, but they're not having much of an impact at all right now as Nexus just farms a couple of the Royalty players. Kani, he picks up a multi-kill as well between the two of them. They find all 5. And that's the round over. And this is going to be a double save actually for Royalty.
Yeah, I think the most thing we'll see is a scout at most on God's Not Dead, I assume. I assume they are just going to go for a couple Pizza 50s, maybe a couple Zeuses. I mean, actually, speaking about the Zeus, I think a map like Train is where the Zeus is probably one of the most powerful eco weapons to play with. You think about Pop, you can catch him dropping down. You think about B ramp, super close contact. And I don't see teams do it enough, like Train is one of the maps where the Zeus is a one-shot kill at close range. Doru's just going to make God's work of the AK. Leggy's going to get the trade coming up. Doru's saying, Nexus, bro. Why are you letting me get shot on the side of the head?
Absolutely. But just to cap off your point there about the Zeus, I completely agree with you, man. I think it's a lot more viable in some instances that people give it credit for, in particular in the eco rounds, as you mentioned. I just think that it's been... Oh, Jesus, double think there, but unfortunately on 2 different players. I just think it's got such like a meme connotation to it now that it's like if you pick up a Zeus, it's because you want to try and have some fun in the round, not because there's actually some sort of a plan behind using it. But I agree. I think there's definitely some validity. I hated when they took the kill reward away from the gun. I mean, it like literally made no sense at all. And I'm also not a big fan that you can tag someone with the Zeus.
Oh yeah,
I would rather have
I was just about to bring that up.
Yeah, I would rather have the fact that they maybe like reduce the distance slightly, and then it's always 100 damage.
Yeah, because you tag someone for 99, how does that make sense? Like, it just doesn't. But I mean, the Zeus is super, super viable. You can hide in corners. It's one shot. It should be one shot. Most of the time, super up close and personal. So, I mean, it's a free rifle. But it is going to be another gun round. Speaking of rifles, double AWP setup coming out from Royalty.
Yeah, Leggy and God's Not Dead wielding those two important weapons. And DMNK, they've already got themselves pretty clustered around the upper brown holes here. They've set themselves up for an execute very early on right now. And Nick, there's no easy rotations here for Royalty. No one playing connected. There's a man on the bomb train, but Ninjask, he's tasked by himself right now, and he's sort of he's playing a bit of the odds game right now, watching towards heaven. As he sees the util running, he's going to be calling for support drops as fire to buy some time. Good molly usage here from DMNK forces him back, but somebody's still able to find a pick. He is traded out, and DMNK should be able to turn this into a bomb plant relatively easily. Leggy tags up Kani. He might be overextended there. I guess. Oh my god, Leggy just straight through the smoke takes down Nexus. Heartbreak with one of his own though does keep DMNK in the round.
Yeah, definitely does. 3v2 retake now. Kit is on Donkey, but there's this player towards default, Doru. He's going to be the nuisance for Royalty. If they can clear out him, they'll be A for away on this retake. Heartbreak towards heaven. His shoulder's been spotted by God's Not There, but he doesn't seem to care. Now they know the last player's up there. Smoke can go on the bomb, and you know he's got an AWP. It's not even planted for heaven.
Oh yeah.
But he's going to run down towards the ramp, fire up a shot, and if you're Heartbreak, run away, surely, brother.
Yeah. I mean, he just completely wasted the AWP there, unfortunately. Don't know about that plant position. I mean, maybe there's a molly or something denying the plants. I mean, maybe there was actually more of a plan to it than what it ended up turning out, because you saw how aggressive Kani was being in heaven, and there was also the person that Leggy banged through the smoke was pushing up. So I think the plan there for DMNK was to try and take full control of the inner bomb site and try and deny Royalty even a chance to rotate in. But they were able to get ahead of the rotation, and yeah, good retake by Royalty.
Yeah, really good retake from Royalty, and a very, very important gun round coming out from them. They had the double AWP, they saved it into the next. We always speak about the double AWP. Can it find impact because it's so expensive, you know? Just one AWP, you seem like you can never get it up enough, but when you have two on the CT side, you have to find impact with it. And they pulled off the retake with that at good speed. But I mean, DMNK now, another buy round, full belt utility, no AWP on them. They're going to go the 5 rifles route. They're going to be probing all around the map. Just another default coming out from them.
Oh. Kani, one of the players in South Africa, is not afraid to take a fight with an AWP at distance. Seriously, he's one of the individuals who nothing scares him. He'll always back himself in every situation. Been there, done that. He's seen it all a couple times around the block. Definitely, by far, the most experienced player in the server by a long, long way.
Yeah, I mean, Leggy hasn't even been to a LAN. We're talking about Kani, so it's a bit rough. Ooh, Doobie though. He's going to get 2 towards E-Box, bobbing and weaving. He's going to get a 3rd. Now the molly's been there to stop the trade. Doru's towards Pop. He's going to tag him down to 46. And the bomb's been left in spawn. 30 seconds left on the clock. DNMK. Looks like they're just saved. Oh no, they're going towards brown holes. Are they going to try to get a sneaky plant on B? It does look like that's the case. Ninja is playing retake.
Yeah, I was going to say, Ninja's just playing for some information back here. Not trying to actively deny them the opportunity to find the bomb plant. He's happy to concede that, call for the rotations, and then retake. I think that's a fine option in the gun round. I mean, they're just playing the percentage game here, but there's a push coming up from Oil Train. Oh no, Doru. Oh no, oh no. He so desperately needed to find at least 1 kill there. I think even the multi-kill was on potentially. And now it's Heartbreak in the clutch, but just such a tough position to be in when there's as many players alive as they are right now. He's actually been able to creep out, trying to drop the head. Leggy hasn't spotted him. He finds the first and the second, but he doesn't expect Doobie to be even Speedway. And it is the ace indeed. What a massively influential ace that was from Doobie as well, Nick. All 5 kills in the gun round, and he holds down that A bomb site, mowing 3 players as they come out of A main. Then he finds the player, trades his team out on Pop, and he gets that all-important 1 versus 1 to convert the round as well. Big round from Doobie.
What a sick round coming out from Doobie. I mean, we spoke about EXE's departure, and there has to be players who step up to the bat. I think Doobie is one of those players who, when EXE was in the team, he was still the player putting up numbers. But now he has to put up that numbers and then some, and he just does that 5 kills in an extremely important gun round, putting up Royalty 2 rounds to the good, and DNMK again just leaving things to the last moment. Ninja's playing retake, have to commend him on that. Super sick coming out from him. But again, another buy round coming out, and now they have the AWP. They didn't have it previous.
Just to finish that off, like I was saying, you don't have to contest the plant in a gun round. It's like, that's totally fine to concede, just to make sure you secure the round. Because if you get overwhelmed as the B player, you have no more ground to play off. As the rotations come through, you have no idea what sort of control the T's have taken. So yeah, I really like that mature approach, and Ninja so far has done a good job on the speed bomb side, I reckon.
Yeah, and I think one of the mottos people can work off of is, the T's get $800 for a bomb plant, right? But the round is priceless. I mentioned that on Tuesday, and it's something people don't take into account. Like, Ninjas can, that sort of scenario, if he pushes, tries to another bomb plant, he doesn't. 2v3, Doru gets a kill and gets untraded. 2v2, DMNK can win the round, and the next thing you know, things just aren't going your way. But I mean,
absolutely,
we deep into this round. It seems like DMNK, they're just not getting anywhere. Trevor's missed Kanye rather has missed the control util towards Ivy. Still 4-man stronghold towards A, but it's heaven contacting out.
No, yeah, Nindos was just in such an awkward position there, and then Kanye on the lurk is able to find God's Not Dead as well. Now he lives in their heads rent-free as he just continues to buy time for his teammates here as he maneuvers around the A bomb site. This is just so frustrating for Donkey. If I'm Donkey, I'm just leaving him, man. I'm just leaving him on the opposite side of the map, and I'm focusing on this B bomb site, because all Kanye's going to try and do is keep your attention and your focus. But retake, not going to be opted for here by Royalty. They're going to just take these guns into the next round. Good decision when you see it, that their economic situation is actually not looking too good, Nick. I mean, this is where things get a bit awkward, right? Like, do you commit to the buy in the next round? You've got the AWP and the AUG, the FAMAS as well, some kits and util, or do you save so you can buy in the next and maybe try and use these 3 weapons to be competitive in the next round?
I think it is rough considering. Kanye may actually get a frag. Yeah, Leggy takes it down, so that's pretty big. I think considering the buy that Royalty have, 1 round of loss bonus, and it's a map like Train, you can get those MP9s into Pop Dog, you can upgrade to an AK. So I think if you're Royalty, you buy here. I think Doobie can drop over an MP9, get some utility on God's Not Dead. The Scouts has actually been dropped over, so they are going to
viable.
This. Yeah,
the Scout's so viable on this map, man. Like, I think that's a perfectly fine option.
The frustrating thing is by stop sign, right? Where you have the Scout just going left and right, and you can't hit him with the AWP.
Yeah, exactly. No, for sure. He's just got that crazy speed, and right now, speed is the name of the game for Divo. He flies out of A main, but he ends up catching a bullet. Doobie puts him in the grave, and that's going to be stunting any momentum that DMNK had in the round. I do appreciate the change up in pace though. I mean, we haven't seen DMNK trying to be super aggressive out of A main yet. They've actually been trying to use the full length of the round so far. And sometimes it is a good idea to keep the A defense, on their toes. Try and get out quickly, find a frag. You can certainly send that CT side into a chaotic state if you can find a quick frag on that A bomb site, because all of a sudden everybody's pivoting 180. No one knows where to look. Doobie, he has nowhere to run. The perfect double molly there, as Doru's going to just claim the kill. And that's such a great way to trade, Nick. You don't even risk anything, and now you're back into the 4v4.
Yeah, you don't double drop, you don't do anything, just 2 mollies, well placed, well timed, and Doobie, he just can't get out. The fire is just too hot, and we're also going to respond with taking A main. They've lost Pop Dog, you got to take A main. It's sort of a fair trade in that regard, but Leggy, he's the man just anchoring towards this B site. If he can get one...
This is what I hate about B, man. You don't know where to look. Should you be watching Heaven, Ramp? You're switching between the two the whole time. It's such a tough thing. The timing is pretty much always against you. God's Not Dead though. He finds the timing on Kani. Supports come through here for Leggy, but he's been removed from the equation. It's now on Ninjas with the SMG to try and get something done, and he's gonna go down as well. So that's the bomb side firmly in control of DMNK now. And I mean, again, tough position to try retake from. A lot of damage has been dealt, but they won't know exactly how much. I mean, there's only 16 health between Heartbreak and Nexus.
This is super rough for Royalty. I think God's Not Dead. I think they are actually choosing to go for this. God's Not Dead seem to find some sort of a hole outside of Z, but there's no ways Nexus does know about this, especially with the sound cues. He's going to get the frag, and now if you're Donkey, you got to save. You know that they're going to be trained in your position. You've taken a long time. That player towards the site has made a lot of noise. The flank is pretty much choreographed. He's just going to save, and a 5-5 for DMNK. Things are looking really good. DMNK, they're gonna have to face an eco in this round from Royalty, so things are looking good for them.
Yeah, absolutely, Nick. Things are looking very good for DMNK here on the C side as they level up the scores. This is their map pick as well, which is important to note coming into the series. I mean, I mean, Royalty is not really a map that comes to mind when I think of, rather, Train's not a map that comes to mind when I think of Royalty's strengths. I mean, you think Inferno, Dust 2, Nuke are like the first couple maps that come to mind. You know, Train, obviously you work quite closely with the team. Train's not a map that the team, you know, frequents too often, is it?
Nah, it's sort of that map where I think Train is sort of that map where you can play it if you haven't played it, if that makes sense. But you're gonna have a real tough time playing it. I don't think it's a map like Overpass, where Overpass super technical. If you don't know how to play it, you're gonna get completely punished throughout the whole thing. But I mean, DMNK, they're doing light work with these pistols. Donkey is towards the back of the bomb sites, unable to get anything done.
Jeez.
So that was the danger man, and he's taken out.
Oh, leggy, snappy shot there to take down Divo, chiming in there with God's Not Dead. But this is just Royalty trying to see if they can find anything in the round. Kani gonna be able to catch Ninja off guard there. So yeah, that's DNMK pulling ahead for the first time actually here on Train. And to do that on the T side, they're going to be feeling really good about this half so far. I mean, if DNMK can win this gun round, Nick, a 10-5 halftime scoreline is actually a very realistic prospect.
Yeah, I agree. And also just, if you're a Royalty, you've lost a couple of gun rounds altogether, you're having to save. It feels like you're saving every gun round.
Yeah.
And just the mentality of the team just shouldn't be too high. But I mean, again, it's sort of that one gun round and you're back into the game. We're going to see how they choose to play off of it. But it is going to be just late pop dog control going to go the way of Royalty. I missed sandwich smoke coming out from DNMK, so that's going to be free info going Royalty's way. But again, it's going to be the B bomb sites under question. Seems to be where DNMK are gravitating towards throughout this whole T side.
Yeah, they definitely have been frequenting that B bomb side, which I really like because we often see teams being very one-dimensional with that A site and then they become predictable. But look at this. Look at the rotations from Royalty, Nick. They're trying to make a read here. They've got 3 players on this B bomb site right now. That's probably Ninjas making the call. But as things stand, it's not the right one. And here comes the double molly once again. Donkey's been caught out. He's going to be taking a lot of damage. I thought he might have heard that one coming and got out a bit earlier. Takes 50 damage there just to the fire, and it's also meant that pop control's been relinquished. Nexus is going to be the first man out. He destroys Donkey, and this is going to be problematic for Royalty as DMK start charging into the bomb site, taking control. The rotations come through, but they're not able to get anything done. The smokes are up, the bombs coming through, and this is going to be a tough retake to make here.
Oh, it is, and Doe's above the smokes. The bomb's going to get planted. He's going to catch Leggy. No man's land. Doobie can't land the spray, and just like that, it's God's Not Dead and Ninja Squeeze. Speaking about them just feeling like they're saving every gun round, and it's the same story. 5 men are up for DNMK, and Royalty just don't seem to have any response for this A site and B site. Sort of hit. Royalty just haven't found any sort of momentum, any sort of luck so far this map, and DNMK, they're making good work of them.
Yeah, they certainly are. It's looking like a well-oiled T side so far. I see just someone asking in chat vibes who the EGL is. It's Heartbreak. If I'm not mistaken, it was Heartbreak before the change for a couple of weeks. And I'd be surprised if it wasn't. So that's the information I have for you. Nexus was the EGL before that, and before that it was Dweezil, and before that was the Man. So, I mean, they've had their rounds. Yeah. Not long before Kanye will have a crack, I'm sure.
It's just like one person just is tired, so they just put names into a hat and they pull it out and be like, oh, wait.
Yeah.
And just have fun. Actually, they don't put Divo's name there because they know they're going to keep as much frag power from Divo as possible. So they're like, you know what, Dylan, you can have a backseat. It's fine. We'll tell you what to do. And Dylan's more than happy with that. He's just going to put up numbers in the server. He has the impact in the frag department, you know, and other people find the impact otherwise. But it is just going to be a rush up the A ramp, B ramp rather. As again, finding this hole outside from Kani, this is something you want to find on the T-side train.
Yeah, of course, it's another eco here for Royalty. Ninja's been able to find one. He's got that M4 that he saved from the previous round. I believe I wasn't concentrating on what weapon he had, so I'm not sure. But it doesn't really seem like it's going to be making much of a difference here. Kani was the first player to get out of A main, and he's picked up a couple frags for his trouble. Ninja's has an impact, but as the bomb gets planted, I'm not sure much else is going to be achieved in this round. Oh, Leggy, he wants the deagle, which means he has to give up the audio cue, right? It's unfortunate because now Kani knows.
Yeah, I think, again, just save. Yeah. Just save the rifle. Maybe they're going to be baited in here because they're going to think better of it and just save. Leggy, I think he should just stick around, try to find an AK on the exit. But otherwise, if you're a ninja, you just got to save this M4 and DNMK really, really solid anti-eco coming out from them. Just having one player get out, get the information. Yes, they fell towards the brown halls, but then they just accelerated outside and made good work because they knew that rifle was probably one of the only things saved after that one player went 1-for-1 in inner, so he knew it was a save just around the rifle, and then they just accelerated out A, which is super, super well done from DNMK, and they found themselves 3 rounds to the good on the T side of train. So Royalty, they got to start poking the rounds.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw another quick fire round on a DNMK here, Nick, if they just fly out of A main, or maybe a quick B hit here as well. They might just want to try and continue to pile on the pressure and the misery. Kani looks like he's got the spawn here, so he wants to try and go for a pick on the cross. AWP in hand, he's got in position, and he finds Donkey just helplessly trying to get across to Pop Dog. In the meanwhile, Heartbreak's also gotten out. He's caught Doobie off guard. God's Not Dead's going to try and respond, but he loses his head as well. Heartbreak, he's on an absolute tear right now. Nick, this is what I was talking about. I want to see the sort of Heartbreak when he's feeling it. He needs to embrace it, not try and stunt it. He needs to let it go, let it run free, let it go wild, channel the chaos. I mean, it works, man. It really works for him.
Let the form flow like a river of Babylon. Oh yes, Heartbreak. He's feeling it. He was looking for the fourth, trying to find the save in Ninjask. But even then, Ninjask, he's living on borrowed time. I'm pretty sure he's going to get taken down in due course. DNMK 9 rounds, and again, Royalty just getting picked apart. One kill on the cross, then they just straight up accelerate off it right away, and they put Royalty into the ground. 9-5, and Royalty's buy is not going to be looking really good coming into the next. So it looks like it's probably going to be a 10-5 T side. I'll say that again, 10-5 T side on train for DNMK.
Yeah, DNMK looking really good right now. And Nick, what I like the most about this is a very well-rounded team performance coming out of DNMK right now. Nobody is carrying them. Nobody's having a completely incredible game where they're popping off like mad. This is just everybody chipping away, everybody finding their frags, everyone pulling their weights and doing their work right now. That's exactly what you want to see out of a team. So good start here to the series for DNMK. Royalty, they're behind the game as Heartbreak finds the opening kill. God's Not Dead. He's had a tough time towards Ivy. I mean, it's not like he's had much action. It's just pretty much been Kani lurking there every round, and now Heartbreak with the AWP, he gets in position early on and finds a frag for free. However, Doobie's been able to trade that at least, just to keep the numbers even.
Yeah, and now DNMK know that they've lost information brown hole, so all they're going to do is regroup and retake this information, take it back with numbers. They're more than happy to go 1-for-1.
Yeah. I mean, 1-for-1 on train T side is a fantastic trade because it creates so much space. I mean, look at what's happening on the A-bomb side right now. Donkey doesn't know where to watch, so he has to keep his back turned. He doesn't know if they're creeping up behind him. You know, he's constantly concerned about A main. We'll find the timing on Kani, though. That's the lurk, and they should know because they kill Kani on the opposite side of the map. That's the problem with having a hard lurk in your team, is that you give away that information, and you can see immediately the response from Ninjask was, oh, that was Kani. I'm rotating to B. And he's been able to get himself in position in time before this exit comes through. He's going to be spotting Nexus out. The spray is wild. He can't control it. It's on Doobie now. Sitting by the spindle. He's going to find one. And the Heartbreak can't connect on the no-scope. Diver able to trade it, but he's going to have to go further than that. He's going to have to complete a 1 versus 2 clutch here to secure that 10th round for his team. Got the plant. Drops the smoke. That's going to be giving him some room to work with here. Steps off of the bomb. Both of the Royalty players doubling up on top of one another right now, but Divo being proactive. He's moving around Speedway, trying to circle around them right now. He's still got cover to work with. The bomb's been tapped. Divo holding his nerve, not freaking out as he comes through the smoke, though. He catches a no-scope from Leggy. I mean, that could have worked out really well. If he kept on going around the bomb train, I reckon Royalty think he's gone up the ramp, and he might win it from there. But yeah, good effort nonetheless.
Yeah, really, really good effort from Diver. You can see the thought process there. Drops the smoke so you can have some maneuverability. He got the timing on Speedway and was just trying to shoot the Royalty players in the back of the head. But Leggy seemed to have his wits about him, got the no-scope. But now, I mean, 9-6 up, DNMK, if you win this pistol round, then things are going to be looking really, really good for you. And I mean, it's going to be rough for Royalty to have some sort of a comeback on the T side of train. It is that sort of map where if you have success on one side of the map, you can just carry on bullying it, sort of. And then you just go back, and then you just maybe just reset to go to a different side after they start countering you. But it is super, super tough to string rounds together on the T side of train. You just feel like you're hitting a brick wall. If the util towards A main is really strong and really powerful, you can't make those aggro plays. If you're getting shut down towards Ivy, you can't split A. If Pop Dog control's not going your way, you just don't find a way to get out onto A. So, I mean, Royalty, we'll see what they've got up the sleeve.
Yeah, it's going to have to be a big T-half from them if they're going to be competitive here on train. Things certainly got away from them on the CT side. I mean, they've got off to a decent start, but once DNMK got into their flow of things, they certainly took control of the game. I mean, 6-9 doesn't mean that the pistol round is the be-all and end-all, obviously, but being on T-side train, being behind in the half, going into the second half, winning the pistol round certainly does aid your cause. So a good opportunity here for Royalty if they win this pistol, and they convert afterwards, 9-9, and they win the first gun round. They're going to be feeling a lot better about proceedings. But that's a lot of hypotheticals. Right now, they're going to have to focus on the pistol round. Let's see what we're going to be getting out of them. Already, Util board up, Doobie, Smoke, Ninja Smoke, couple flashes, and a Molly. That infers some sort of an exec coming through here.
Yeah, I think B is going to be under question. Ninja's just going to quickly smoke back green. And, they're actually going to go fast out A. So they got 2 flashes. Doobie's going to smoke towards Z and 2 flashes to W key out this
Ninja's
pop
smoke
position.
Completely missed, by the way.
Oh,
so there's no cover. They're charging forward. God's not dead. He finds the first, and it's actually Leggy with another. So missed smoke not going to be having an impact whatsoever. 3 quick frags. That should be securing the round. Done and dusted. Nexus and Divo gotten in position here to try and retake, but there's just, they know exactly where they're coming from, and this is this is a foregone conclusion at this point, surely. Unless Divo can land 3 quick shots like that one, he should have no hope in hell right now. Nice clean pistol round coming out of Royalty up till this point.
Yeah, and that's all she wrote. Royalty are going to post their 7th. So again, I assume DNMK are going to force back into this. You can get those CZs up towards pop, maybe 5-7s. Aggro play up towards B ramp. All of those sort of things are possible. But you can make an argument for either side. You want to get those AWPs up. So actually, it is going to be the eco. We spoke about the Zeus. Kani's purchased it up. So we're going to see where that goes. I'd like whoever's observing, Dean, stick on Kani for as long as possible, bro. I want to see if he gets the Zeus off.
All eyes trained on Kani. He's gone towards Ivy. He's going to be sitting behind the server here and just staring into the abyss while he waits patiently.
Come on.
So, I mean, Royalty achieved the first objective of the second half, right? Which was win the pistol round. Second objective is convert. I mean, this is just the full eco from DNMK, so they should have no trouble at all right now. Nice shot there from God's Not Dead. But they should have no issue at all converting this round. The next gun round, though, that's gonna be a big one. I don't know if, I mean, how much money are DNMK gonna have? I mean, I guess they got 2 counts of round loss bonus, so they'll get 2,400 after this round. There won't be any AWPs on the table. I don't think I'm a fan of, forcing the early buy here on the CT side of train. On other maps, I think it can work, maybe an Inferno, maybe a Mirage, but I think on train, you really want that util and you really want that AWP as well. So I wonder if they're going to be going for that buy in the next round or not.
Yeah, I agree. Train is sort of that map where you don't want to, but you kind of have to dump util towards A main at the start of every round to stop that aggro. You kind of have to drop that molly, maybe even a nade if they're being especially aggressive towards that side of the map. So if you're going to cut corners and maybe just buy a couple flashbangs, maybe even a nade, and obviously the smoke. But if you don't have that important real estate with that utility, you're going to have a real rough time. So finally, Kani is up the pop dog. Someone's looking the right way.
Oh, no.
He's bait him down the ladder, bro. Bait him down the ladder. Come on. Surely he gets the shot.
Surely there's no way that Ninja chases him down the ladder.
Come on. Someone get the Zeus. Get the Zeus.
No, Kani, there's no way Kani gets a frag. Oh, there we go.
No, he should just run up the ladder and just accept his fate.
Just got a suicide from here. He's a failure. It's done.
Not good enough, bro.
Yeah, not good enough. He's hoping for a knife at this point, I guess.
He's gonna zoom back up. I respect it. I respect it.
Yeah. Well, he didn't have anything. Literally, he had zero worth on him. So I mean, no point trying to keep himself alive. But here we go, Nick. They are going to buy up. They're going to have rifles across the board. It's going to be a bit of a mix. There's the FAMAS on Doru. Not that much util. FAMAS on Nexus as well. I mean, hey, this is a great opportunity for Royalty. That's how I'm seeing things right now. Win this gun round, you can really actually potentially start to pull ahead here in this half.
Yeah, definitely. And it does look like, again, they're just going to smoke that back green early. And it's going to be the same strat as the pistol. Hopefully there's no miss-smoke this time. But Kani, he's ready in the pop. He's going to get 2. Leggy's going to finally get the trade. And finally, DNMK have some sort of a stake on the CT side. But pushing the issue is going to be Royalty. There's man disadvantage. They're going to try to take as much space away on this A side as possible. Then again, Doobie, he's the danger man. He's having a game so far. Yeah. Finding a frag in this round so far.
Massive impact from him here. Royalty, they're starting to congregate around this A bomb side, and Ninja finds Divo as well. Heartbreak able to pick up one, but that's what it's going to be from him. Now it's Nexus coming on the corner. He finds the timing on one. He gets the spray transfer onto Doobie as well, and it's Nexus to win the 1 versus 2 clutch. He's juggling weapons, and he'll find the M4 in the end. Massive 1 versus 2 clutch there for Nexus to win. That puts surmountable pressure on Royalty, a round in which they look to have done a really good job to bring back into their favor. They just can't get across the final hurdle.
Yeah, and everything was going right for Royalty. The trades, yes, they lost the early duel towards Pop, but I mean, everything else was going their way. They were getting some nice trades. Leggy is going to get an aggro pick. Kanye is going to be the first to get taken down. He's going to get some of his own medicine.
Yeah, exactly.
And things were just going Royalty's way, but then Nexus, no one knows the spray of the FAMAS, so no one knows it, but I mean, things were just going Nexus's way, and he wins out the 1v2 pretty much.
Yeah. You know what they're saying, Nick? There's 2 types of people in the world. People who admit that they don't know the sprays of the FAMAS, and people who lie about knowing the spray of the FAMAS.
Exactly.
That's it. There's nothing in between.
That's facts. It's like saying there's a spray control to the Mac 10. No, there isn't. Yeah. You're just holding W, jumping up and down. There's no spray.
Stop lying to yourself, bro.
Exactly.
Stop lying to yourself. It's not true. Big gun round here.
Could be a game like Valorant where there's no spray control. Just saying.
Yeah, you're running and shooting if you like as well, maybe.
And you can teleport and whatnot, but
use an ability, you know, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Revive a teammate, why not?
Big round here for Royalty. They found the opening pick courtesy of Leggy's AWP, and they've continued to just hover around the safe bomb site. Doobie making sure there's no aggression coming through from the B side to make ensuring no information found for the CTs. And then right now, DMNK, they split 2 players on A, 2 players on B. This is pretty awkward for them. 33 seconds left on the clock here. Royalty are going to have to make a decision, and it seems like they're working towards this B bomb site right now. Oh, and there's a push coming through from Heartbreak. He's in no man's land as they come around the corner. Loses his head. That's surely round over. Divo is going to be the first responder. He's going to be catching them coming down the ramp, and the fact that there's no smoke probably costs him more than it costs Royalty. As he just gets overwhelmed, the trade comes through. Doru, or rather Nexus, he's been able to get into position, but no quick frag means it's a 1v3 post plant, and
I think
this is next to unwinnable. Maybe he's feeling frosty from the previous round, but he's just gonna go down to Doobie, or rather Ninjas, who was up close on the bomb train. 10-10, massive round win there for Royalty. No money in the bank for DNMK.
Yeah, and I mean, we were speaking about DNMK and sort of all of these players pulling their weight. You know, the only player in the negative, there's 2 players in the negative, Doru and Kani, but otherwise everyone else, you know, they're around the double-digit mark. They're -2 at worst. The worst player in the team is Doru right now, who's -2, which is not really much to write home about, but unfortunately, Donkey, he's just not able to get a foothold in this game so far. 4-12. He's going to be defaulting towards Ivy, so he's got to find some impact later on in this game if Royalty wants some sort of a way to make this comeback.
Yeah, absolutely, Nick.
And I say comeback because they should make this 10-10, but I mean, it's T-side trade. It's gonna feel like everything's against you the whole time.
Yeah, absolutely. And they were down 9-6 at the half as well. Kanye's got another Zeus, Nick.
I respect it.
And God's Not Dead's on the opposite side of the wall here.
Come on.
Surely now we get treated.
Kanye, take my energy.
He's not behind. There we go.
Let's go.
Finds the frag, he gets the AK, and he gets out alive. He wins the round with the AK. I'm calling it right here, right now.
Ooh, it's a bold statement.
Yeah, call me cotton, bruv.
This was a full USP round.
4v4. Bit of pressure as the clock starts to tick down as well. Dory getting some audio information. Kanye's still loitering around this B bomb site. Needs to get his skates on and rotate across to assist his teammates. If they can find 2 kills here and leave him in the 1v2, that would be a great job. Donkey, he's out first. The point man loses his head. Quick flurry of frags brings the favor or the advantage back in Royalty's favor, but Heartbreak working around. Ninjas with his back turned, neither of them noticing each other. It's Heartbreak with the trigger discipline to take down Doobie. Now he just needs to stay alive, Nick. He needs to stay alive. He gets the AK and he goes down. The greed led to his demise. Kanye able to activate. He finds Heartbreak. It's Leggy with the AWP. 15 seconds here. He needs to make a commitment. He actually moves off connector, but he doesn't realize Kanye's gotten ahead of the molly. He seems to have an inclination right now. He's very fearful to commit to the bomb plant. Jumps up on the train. 5 seconds left. He will find the plant. He comes around the corner. He wins the round with the AK. 3 kills for him, courtesy of the Zeus. 2 with the AK. And that's 11-9. Nick, that is unforgivable from Royalty's perspective.
Yeah, I mean, you said it, right? You said it. Kanye is going to get the AK and win the round, and he did that. He really, really did. The early Zeus towards top of pop and making Royalty just pay for the poor decision-making and the poor spacing on the A side, there's so many holes, just things just not going Royalty's way, and Kanye making them pay a full USP round, minus a Deagle on Doru, and minus a Zeus on Kanye, and if you're Royalty, oh my days, that's going to be a tough pill to swallow. You got to make this some sort of a comeback. You thought you had a stake in the game. That was your opportunity to make it 10-10, but now it's 11-9.
11-9. And they have to eco as well, just to make matters worse. Double AWP in play. Heartbreak and Kanye, of course, the two players picking up the weapons here for DNMK. And this, I mean, this should be where DNMK close the game out from this point, right? Doru with the double kill. This is where they should just make a run on the CT side and finish off proceedings. I mean, that's what I'd expect out of them, considering they've got the economy, they've got the weaponry, and they found their footing now on the CT side. It's going to be tough going for Royalty in the next gun round. It's pretty much the next gun round is what's going to determine, what sort of a rest of the map we're in for here. Yeah,
and DNMK making light work of the anti-eco. One player alive, that is Donkey. Again, the player who hasn't had a mainstay in this map. He's had a real tough time to get things going. He's going to have a blind on map number 2 if Royalty are going to make it. Want to go to as close to 3 maps as possible, but Royalty, they're going to call attack timeout. They want to just talk things over, see how things go, and see maybe if they have sort of... I agree. Things haven't been going your way. You got to start getting some gun rounds, and now's the time, now or never. If you don't call attack now, then we speak about the lack of tax being used, and then you don't call attack now, 14-9, and then you're going to call attack, and then it feels like you've already lost the game. But I mean, respect to Royalty, you got to chat things over, see if they can get some sort of ideas coming into this gun round.
I wonder how much of a say God's Not Dead still has in terms of, contributing ideas to the team. And whether Ninjusk is the type of IGL that, is very committed to his system and has full belief in his own system. And then, sometimes, too many cooks in the kitchen can spoil the broth or the soup. So I wonder if God's Not Dead sort of allows Ninjusk to take full stage, or if he tries to give his input. Maybe you can share some light on that.
I mean, Doobie's definitely one of those players who has a lot more impact than just the frags. He's one of the players who is more than happy to bring up ideas. But Ninja's
God's Not Dead still contributes a lot
sometimes.
To the calling,
I think God's Not Dead has taken a bit of a backseat. He's more than happy that he's no longer calling anymore. He's chilling.
Doobie, you can't just stand in the fire like that, lad. You're taking down, and then Doru just swings in with the audio cues, and he gets a frag for free. It looked like, I don't know, Doobie's wireless keyboard disconnected there or something. That was very awkward. Very weird.
I don't know what happened there. Ish. Doobie just he's chilling in my mixtape over there, bro.
Yeah, you're just straight fire, lad. But he heard what you said. You were just singing his praises, and he's like, "Nah, Nick, I'm just gonna bot it out in this one, bruv." No, jokes aside, unlucky one there. Royalty have to try and bring it back from the 4v5 now. Majority of their resources over towards Ivy, Donkey, and Leggy. It's just Leggy holding the angle right now. He's the key in the round for Royalty. This is when you rely on your AWP, Nick. When you're down a player, this is where you need your AWP to try and find that innovation to get you back in. And Leggy's definitely one of those AWPers in South Africa who's always happy to have the gun in his hands, regardless of the situation or the map. This is the gun he's the most comfortable with, and he gets the job done on the T side as well. Himself and Donkey just clearing out these angles methodically. And now they're going to give the jig up.
Yeah, and it's a super common angle that Heartbreaker's holding, like possibly one of the most common in the game. But Ninja's towards Pop. He's going to catch one. Heartbreaker's got his second in the round. Now they know Ninja's position. And it should just be all she wrote. 13-9. Kanye got to close things out for that round, and another gun round is not going Royalty's way.
And I mean, that one wasn't even close, Nick. Like that one, they barely even got out of the choke points. They just got slaughtered at the entries and barely even dented DNMK's defense. So that's not a good sign for these next couple rounds here. If Royalty were going to be making the comeback, that gun round was certainly a good place to kick things off. And now it's just going to be Desert Eagles across the board. P250 on Leggy. And DNMK, they can see the finish line here on Train.
Yeah, they definitely can, and Royalty, they're pretty much conceding 14-9. You're going to try and get some damage done with these Deagles, but on a map like Train, like, yes, the Deagles can do some work, but it's sort of like you gotta have that you gotta have that weaponry that you can close the space. You know, when you get that exec on the B side, you think about running down the lanes, getting some work done.
Yeah.
And you can't really do that with the Deagles, especially when there's no armor behind you. But I mean, we always speak about South Africans and Deagles. It just seems like it's the guns that just seem to work for them.
Yeah, absolutely. But I do get what you're thinking there. You know, maybe throw like a Tech 9 in the mix so that he can charge forward once you've taken control of the site and let the Desert Eagles hang back a little bit, play that cover type of role. You want to find those entries with the Deagle ideally, and then from there let the Tech 9s run riot. God, Kani, one bullet. What? 2 boys, 1 bullet?
Oh no.
Not like this.
No, not like this. But I mean, not like this for Royalty. 49. Yes, it's not your map pick, but just haven't found a stay on this T side. Rather, you won both pistol rounds. You started off the map 3-0. You won the pistol round on T side. Things have been looking really good, and still only 9 rounds to speak of it. Things not looking too great, but they're gonna make some sort of a say in this round is exactly what they need. Trying to bring things back, trying to get things to double digits.
Yes. No, for sure. This is of utmost importance for Royalty if they are going to be making this comeback a reality. Just a default to kick things off here. They're trying to secure Ivy control. Ninjas is going to drop down, and he drops to his death. And no trade. So once again, that's an opening pick in the round for DNMK, as they've had the luxury of in the past couple, that just goes completely untraded. I mean, was there a little gap behind the molly maybe that he was trying to drop behind? I mean, is that some sort of a set play?
I'm not sure.
Looks like he dropped into the molly, but
I just think hopefully he thought that Nexus was looking the wrong way. Because obviously, like you get pop mollied, and then obviously the guy's not going to stare at his molly, right? Maybe that was the thought process behind it.
Fair enough. Divo by this B-bomb site. It's got some support in the vicinity, and they just come out of heaven, but they don't check him, so he's actually able to get 1 in a situation he should have gotten none. Royalty starting to get onto this B-bomb side. At least they're going to be finding a plancher. So this is one of the better positions that Royalty have found themselves in the past couple of rounds. 3 versus 4 on the bomb side, but they're losing players. It's the Orps doing the heavy lifting for DNMK in the retake. Both Kani and Heartbreak have found 1. Nexus chimes in on the action as he finds his 2nd kill in the round. 15-9 is the score, and it's DNMK who find themselves on map point.
Yeah, everything's going right for DNMK, punishing the mistakes that Royalty are making, and it's never fun where the opening duels don't go your way. You're trying to run into a side 3v5, and it feels like you're already punching above your weight. But DNMK doing a really, really good job on their map pick train, and Royalty, their backs are against the wall, and not even double digits on the first map. DNMK got all the momentum running into the second. But I mean, it's just train. Maybe Royalty can make something done. Maybe get something done on Dust 2. Obviously, everyone wants to see 3 maps, so we don't want the narrative being carried on about only 2 O's in the upper bracket.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to see some entertainment here in the upper bracket tonight. Esports EGL 1. Season 2, guys, we have a giveaway. Let's open things up here before the end of the map, assuming it's coming, because Doru, though it lines them up, he can't actually mow them down. Starting to get onto the bomb side, our Royalty again. This is one of the better positions that they found themselves in, but it's quickly been dispatched off. Kani finds 2, Diver 1 as well. Leggy has to clutch it out, the 1v3 turn, 1v2. He knows where both these players are as well. He's going to swing wide as he commits the molly. Actually too deep. I think he's going to be able to avoid it. Oh, there's so much util. How is Leggy still alive right now? Eventually, he does get taken down by Kani like a lamb to the slaughter. 16-9 is the scoreline. DNMK dominant here on train. Their map pick as they go up 1-0 in the series.
And Luko. I mean, DNMK just did a really, really good job on the T and the CT side of train. I mean, we think back up 9-6 on the T side, things are looking really good for them. And Royalty just unable to have any say in the game. I mean, you only had 9 rounds. You won both pistols. You converted them. So if you think about all the gun rounds, the Royalty won, just not looking too great. But it was DNMK's map pick being train, and it's going to be Dust 2 next.
Exactly that. But before we do take a quick break out in between maps, I was saying let's open up that giveaway, guys. The keyword is EGL1. Make sure there's no space in the word. Spell it out, EGLONE. Get that get that in chat, and you get your entry for one of these fantastic Evesports EGL1 t-shirts. They have super swags. Make sure that you get your entries in so that you can stand a chance to win one. We got them in all sizes as well, so don't be shy, guys. We're going to be taking a short break here. Get the keyword in chat, enter the giveaway. When we return, we'll have Dust 2, and then we find out, Nick, if the trend continues, if we've got another series of 2-0, or are we going to be going to a third map? Let's find out. Welcome back, everybody, to this matchup between Royalty and DMNK. We are going into the second map of the series. We're going to Dust 2 off the back of Train, which was won by DMNK 16-9. They were comfortably ahead for majority of the map, and they closed off things in some stylish fashion. Now we go to Dust 2. Nick, we've had the pleasure of casting some pretty historic DMNK Dust 2 games. When you think about those two games they played against Goliath Gaming, you know, the third map of the series, I think both times respectively, or maybe the second map in the second time we did it, but on both times they had great wins against Goliath. Now they come up against Royalty on the map. Royalty's map pick, we've seen in the past Royalty have been convincing on the map, but this is by no means like a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I remember you and I back at Masters. I'm pretty sure everyone would have said Goliath were going to win that series.
Yeah.
And then just Dust 2 came, and geez, DMNK just, what was that, like 16-1 was the final score,
16,
something like that?
16-1 or 3 or something. It was,
it
like
was almost
super
like
one-sided.
It was almost like Spirit against Astralis. You know, who would have thought
exactly.
Spirit would have 16-1 Astralis? But I mean,
Yeah.
DMNK, it just seems like Dust 2 is that sort of map for them where things just fall into place, things just go right, and I don't know what that could have been. Maybe it was confidence, maybe it was just momentum, maybe things were going well, or maybe they just have a really good Dust. I mean, time will tell. I mean, throughout the whole of the upper bracket, the theme is everyone's winning 2-0. So I'm pretty sure DMNK want to finish this one as fast as possible.
Yeah, I mean, they certainly wouldn't be turning down that opportunity. I'm just thinking, like, the man was quite a big feature in both of those games, if I recall correctly. So, I mean, it's going to be tough for him, or tough for DMNK to not have his presence on the server here. But Doru is going to be a good soldier as well. I reckon he's going to be able to get the job done as well. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to this. I mean, Dust 2 has never really been a map that I've directly associated with DMNK in terms of one of their core strengths and something that they want to regularly pick in their series. But it's a map that they've always been happy to play when other teams have picked it. Royalty picking it in the series tonight. Of course, they picked it ahead of Inferno. They picked it ahead of Overpass, Niix as well. It's, you know, I think they generally consider it their best map. They probably considered their best map before EXE left as well. So I'm just wondering to myself now, you know, Ninja's the new IGL coming into the mix. He's coming into the team where they already have their set maps that they're solid on and that they like to play. And, you know, maybe as an IGL, he doesn't really like Dust 2 that much. So he has to find a way to fit and mold to the team and be able to call to their strength. So I'm interested to see how that transition is going to be working, and whether Royalty are still going to be as clean and as, you know, impactful on Dust 2 as they have been in the past without EXE.
Yeah, I think it is something to keep in mind. However, I do know when Ninjas did IGL for WRG, they got a 16-11 loss against Goliath. So the fact that they took it that far shows that maybe Ninjas has got some sort of a fair say in Dust 2. So maybe they're going to be comfortable with it, but I mean, only time will tell. I mean, DMNK, we speak about them, and their Dust 2 seems to be, as you said, they seem to be comfortable in it. They don't seem to ever pick it, but they seem to be more than happy to leave it there, more than happy for it to be the opponent's map pick, more than happy for it to be a third map pick. And I mean, Dust 2 is the map where you attribute it to personal individual skill, and DMNK have that in leaps and bounds, right?
Absolutely. They certainly do. Lost a little bit with the man leaving, as the Royalty with EXE, but they found their balance. Other players picking up the slack. And now we're into the pistol round. DMNK on the CT side, Royalty on the T side. They've got flashes, a smoke onto Xbox already. Molly as well. They're going quickly up short. They're going to be running into some CTs here as well. Next is tapping away. He's going to be finding two. Divo gets in on the action as well. And that's the pistol round over before it even began. The other element to the attack here is both of the players coming up long for Royalty. But the problem is they're not without a paddle. They're without the bomb. And now God's Not Dead's without a head as well.
Oh, and now it's Leggy left in no man's land. And he's got a pizza 50, and that's 5 men staying alive for DMNK, and 3 of them not having a single point of damage done to their armor. So what does that mean? Only $350 for that head. For that head armor, which means you can get that. I would say you can get that Fabus, but I mean, no one likes the Fabus.
Yeah, but still, just picking up head armor for $350 in the second round is just such a feels good, man.
Yeah.
Full Glocks for Royalty. It's the Glock train. And Heartbreak, he wants to farm some of these glocked up players with his MP9. Finds one, and bet your top dollar he's not going to be done there either. And he's going to get completely overwhelmed. Never turn your back to the traffic, Heartbreak. You know, we learned that in primary school, bruv.
Always got to look both sides when you cross. You were looking towards lowers, but I mean, the left side of traffic where it's coming from was where the Glocks were. What's top?
What?
I mean, come on, you
Yeah.
want an MP9? Just stick
Basics.
around. Come on.
Basics, bruv. Basics.
Zero respect, Marku. Zero respect.
I mean, it's not like it's made this awkward yet. MP9 Glocks. It's tough to work with, and Nexus playing up close to the smoke here, which is always a good idea when you're by yourself, because it means that, you know, the other team doesn't have any space to work with. As they come through that smoke, they're already being mowed down. He doesn't have any support though, so if they could get through the door quickly enough, and maybe he misses his first shot or two, and they trade 1 for 1, then that's still at least something, right? They can try and work from there. Damage is the name of the game right now for Royalty. God's not dead. There we go. So I'm talking about missing the shots. He gets 1, but Royalty will take that trade. And again, it's not like this is going to be a round that they can win, but just inflicting this bit of extra economic damage is going to be having an impact going into the next round.
Yeah, and they're not just going to accelerate long. They're just going to probe towards top and middle, retrieve that fan mass, and see if they can take any more real estate away from these CTs. They're actually going to be pushing towards middle. Kani with the scout, going to be good for 1. Switches to the ESP. There's a second, and Ninja's left in the 1v3, turned 1v2. Not much anything to keep in mind, but full Glocks, you've taken away 3 guns. Not too bad if you're Royalty.
That's better than we see out of most eco rounds,
exactly,
if you ask me. And now look at the effect that it's had, Nick. We're going to be seeing the full gun run from Royalty. They'll have AKs across the board. Maybe a Galil is in the mix there as well. But in comparison to DMNK's buy, it's going to be looking a lot better for the Royalty squad. Leggy's got the AWP as well, albeit a glass cannon. He won't mind that. And this is a great opportunity for Royalty to get on the board and start mounting a bit of a platform here on the T side.
Yeah, I mean, Heartbreak was just peeking towards the bottom of middle, trying to see if there's any sort of information to whether they were pushing an aggro play towards suicide. But DMNK, they've just taken long. Everything's been going all right. Royalty, they're going to be better off in the utility department. Things aren't going to be looking too great for DMNK. Kaine's got the rifle, no utility. Heartbreak's only got a smoke flash. Speaking about the smoke, he's just expended it. So Royalty, if they can take this round as far as possible, things will be looking good for them if they can draw it out and exec a start.
Absolutely. And I think that that's sort of the idea here as well, right? They probably made the read that they didn't have that much money, so they can make a guess that they won't have that much util, and that's why they want to try and draw things out, as you say. So nice and slow pace coming out of Royalty right now as they take cat control without much fuss. Want to make sure they clear off the angles as well towards the stairs, and this is where they can start to try and form and execute. You can see they've got the one-player donkey all the way back towards long doors.
That's all the util gone.
Yeah. Just flashes and an HE left. Do be clearing out upper tunnels here as well, just making sure that there's no flanks or information being found. And he's going to go all the way back. Looks like they're going to have a late long take here, in fact. God's not dead. Posted on short here. He's going to be by himself. Throws the smoke to give himself some cover for the cross. But that's also to take some attention away from long, where there are still 2 players right now. DMNK, they're in the right position. The MP9 finds 1. Divo able to activate off the back of that. He needs to make sure he doesn't get traded here. Hanging around in no man's land. He's going to find another onto Doobie. Massive sequence there from both Nexus and Divo to find 3 kills between the 2 of them and leave the team in a great position. They're trying to cross. They throw the bomb. Kanye, a quick responder here. Wants to get in position. Comes around the corner. Takes down Leggy. He's denied the plant as well. And he's going to be taking down God's Not Dead. Thankfully for God's Not Dead, it was before the timer had ended, but that is a massive win for DMNK considering the weapons they had to work with going into that round.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a questionable call coming out from Royalty, considering you know that DMNK took long early in the round. So what's their reasoning for taking long and just leaving that vacated? Obviously, that player towards the site is going to cheaties rotate towards long and play retake on the A site. They walk into 2 players. Things just going DMNK's way. And now Royalty back towards the Glocks and the upgraded pistols. 4 Deagles, 2 flashbangs, trying to get something done. Going to make this as expensive as possible. But DMNK making light work of that pretty much a bonus round. Well, yeah, I say bonus round, but it wasn't really a bonus round. But I say bonus round because it was some SMGs, but it wasn't really a bonus round. So no, making good work of the gun round.
Yeah, I mean, Semler always had a pretty good term for that. It was like he used to call it the quasi buy, which means it's a mixed bag. You've pretty much invested everything you've got, and I don't want to even call it a full gun round because that just feels like you're exaggerating it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Just with a nice shot there. They're gonna find a bomb launcher. Massive grenade touches down, but DMNK won't mind this too much. They managed to negate the damage dealt a lot more in this eco round than they did in the previous. And that's 4-0. I mean, Nick, considering that this is Royalty's map pick and they're down 1-0 in the series, DMNK are going to be very content with the start. Early days, but a good start nonetheless.
Yeah, definitely, definitely a really good start. And I mean, the only player to fall the previous round has just timed out. So I mean, things just going DMNK's way, right? I mean, that player
Yeah.
falls, doesn't have to lose any of his real estate, like his armor or anything. So things are looking
Yeah.
good for DMNK. But as you said, for Royalty, they have to have something up the bag, right? I mean, it's their map pick. They're down a map. Their backs are against the wall. They got to have some sort of a response, some sort of rebuttal to what DNMK have
Exactly.
put up the previous round. Because in all honesty, Train was really convincing from DNMK. A really, really good performance. Didn't really
Yeah.
have in question of whether Royalty could have some sort of response back into the map. Things looking really good for DNMK. And I assume that they're going to make it as close to that sort of performance as possible on CT of Dust 2.
Yeah, absolutely. But I agree with your point. We need to start seeing Royalty digging into this half now and showing why they picked this map, being one down in the series. It's time to turn on for the boys. I mean, in the previous gun round, they tried to just slow things down and bleed out the util, and they just weren't able to win out the gun battles. Are we going to be seeing something different here?
Yeah, that is a real good question. And Royalty, again, they're playing the sort of a passive hold, not really taking long, playing really slow towards middle. Heartbreak has pushed aggressive towards that bottom mid smoke, though, however, which could be Ninja's demise.
Yeah, I think he's just going to hold up close to the angle here, trying to use the audio cues to his advantage perhaps. But Leggy, he's got his crosshair trained with that AWP on the angle. Ninja's going up the Xbox. He gets lazy, doesn't check the hard corner, but Heartbreak can't hit the shots, although he does land a nice shot onto Donkey. Oh man, Donkey kind of gets the short end of the stick there because he wants to trade his teammate out. He wants to cover him, and he actually ends up being taken down. And Leggy's relinquished the angle as well, so no chance of a trade. And that's some good information for DNMK as well, because they know that there's a player on short. So they're able to just commit their resources towards long right now. Divo's aiding his teammates, and I mean, like, they're kind of banking on God's Not Dead not making a play up short by himself right now.
Yeah. Doobie, rather, he's just going to throw that double smoke towards B, try to see if he can keep some players towards that side of the map. However, it is going to miss, so they can get some free real estate off that. Heartbreak is actually going to lean back towards middle at the perfect timing. Peek and flash and see no one except for God's Not Dead, and Divo's on this long flank. He's going to be good for one.
No.
Finally, the trade comes in, and that's the first kill of the round. Doobie's going to get another Heartbreak, though. Going to clean that up, and again, Royalty just not having a say in the round, not really getting much success taking map control, things just not going your way, and DNMK just playing polished Counter-Strike.
Absolutely. Keeping it super simple as well, right? It's not like they're being extravagant, boosting up short, running out mid, taking fights, rushing up through B tunnels. Now they're just sitting back, holding. Good timings on the peak, good teamwork, good switching between contact as well. Everybody understanding their roles and their position. And this is looking solid from DNMK so far. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from them in this series, man.
Yeah, things are really, really looking good. Heartbreak, he was the nail in Royalty's coffin last round. Doing some really, really good damage towards bottom middle, and he's going to stay that area of the map again.
Yeah.
He's going to see. We were speaking about Heartbreak before. Oh, Doobie has just been taken down by Darius, so it's also an important frag. But we were speaking about Heartbreak before. Really, really good performance on Train, and I have no doubt he's going to keep that same sort of thing up towards the side of the map. What just happened? They were like switched positions or short.
Heartbreak making his way up mid. He's going to be caught off here by Donkey. No, he hasn't spotted him. Now he's seen him spraying away. Heartbreak will find the kill. Oh man, they did not spot each other. And now Heartbreak's going to be getting the information that there's nobody in dark tunnels, so they have to be towards long right now. Only one smoke for the cross means it's not going to be completely covered. And Doru, he's able to actually get a shot onto Ninjas, meaning it's only Leggy left in the clutch. 1v3, open hand, no util. Wants to try and bait them out, and he does, but he can't hit the shots, and Kani can. Fancy footwork from the man to get the job done, and no, not the man, but actually the man Kani.
Yeah, the man Kani. I mean, unfortunately, the man doesn't have a team right now, guys. So, I mean, just saying.
You mean doesn't? What?
Yeah, doesn't. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
almost sounds like you said does for a second there, Nick.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you're a big Olga South Africa that may not have been in CS in the past, I mean, try your best. Try your best.
Oh, it's just too easy.
Ooh, not money nade. Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
That's upsetting if you're Leggy.
This half is starting to get away from Royalty, Nick.
I agree.
I mean, it's early, yes, but 6-0, a couple gun rounds, not really had any impact. Now they're going to try and force their way into this B bomb site, but there's numbers here for DNMK. 2 players committed to the bomb site. Kani on the rotation as well finds a kill. He does get rounded on, but still not going to be too much in the round for Royalty. 2 kills is all it's going to be. 7-0. Money in the bank for DNMK as well. Heartbreak, he's 10k plus right now. Won't be after he buys, but more than enough money to buy in the next round, even if they lose this one. And Doobie, he's picked up the P90, Nick.
Oh, Rush B, maybe? Okay, not. Never mind. He's going to be the lane player going towards that side of the map. Maybe.
Yeah, I really want to come up for with some really cool explanation as to why he's done this, but I can't. And the thing I hate about the P90 is, yeah, it sort of has its niche where you can try and make it work, but my biggest issue is what happens after that? Once you've achieved the goal and now you have to rotate A and join your team for an A exec, and you have a P90. It just leaves you in such an awkward position.
I've got the solution for you.
Yeah.
You just run through the cross smokes and just run CT and hope that no one sees you. Run through the cross smokes in the open.
Fair enough, actually. You could make that work, probably. Let's see what Doobie does with it. Halfbreak towards middle is going to have another job right now. It's Ninjask who's going to be dropping the hinges smoke. But Halfbreak's got the angle underneath, as does Ninjask, though. And finally, a first kill in the round here for Royalty. It's been a rare occurrence, if at all, actually, so far here on Dust. And now they start to congregate towards long, where Divo's getting some information. He's going to have spotted out the gun barrel there of Donkey. He wants to hold this angle. There's a couple more players coming through the doors, though. He's going to be able to find that frag. Massive kill, though, but a quick response might get overwhelmed here. No, he's able to find a second and a third. Divo going completely above and beyond his call of duty there, as he finds 3 kills before he goes down. And now it's on Doobie and Leggy. This is what I'm talking about, Nick. He has a P90. He's flying up short. He's firing all the shots, and they're chipping him. And he's actually going to find the kill. There is a smoke on the cross here as well for Leggy to get across. But it's a terrible smoke, and Kani with the AWP. He's going to be waiting patiently for the cross. Nick, there's only 13 seconds. They get the bomb across. Doobie hasn't picked it up. There's seconds here, Nick. Oh, man, he's going to be able to get the plant just in time. It's now Doru in the clutch. Man, I'm sure their hearts are in their mouths right now. 1 versus 2, Doru with the AK comes around the corner, and he's going to go down to Leggy's AWP. Big round there from the AWPer.
Yeah, big round from the AWPer and big round from Divo. Both of them doing God's work for either side of their teams. I mean, Divo towards long, in that sort of a position, you got to only allow him to get 1 if you're a royalty. I mean, that's just poor form, poor spacing, no flashbang to clear that close angle. Divo gets 3. The spacing was really, really poor from royalty. And I mean, Leggy, he wrestles things back and starts and post royalty's first round.
How does Doobie actually get the kill there? I think he should have died a long time before that. I don't know.
I mean, you were speaking about the P90. He's just ADing there for your Nexus. You can't land the spray.
I know. Nexus, I'm surprised his screen survived that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one extra power of the P90 is it shoots BM bullets. So whenever you get a kill, you get the frag and you tilt your opponent. So it's like an extra bonus.
Yeah, super, super rough. But I mean, Royalty, yes, they got 1 round, but I mean, they're still 6 rounds down.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they gotta get some rounds here. I mean, things are looking rough.
I mean, the one thing that I will say is if Royalty can win this round, they reset DNMK's economy, and there's no here for DNMK to contest the short push with. It's Nexus with the rifle. It's also trying to get this done, which it can be tough with sometimes because you don't have that instant frag potential. And, you know, maybe you take 1 second trying to kill the first player who comes out, the second guy immediately trades you. So this is going to be tough for DNMK to try and lock down right now. Royalty charging their way up. 4 players aggressively pushing forward. The good flash from Nexus. Now he's on the angle. Can't find anything but a bit of damage. And this is the bomb site now in control of Royalty.
Oh, they're planting for long plat and not for short, but God's not dead. He's going to take down the short position and get this real estate. Ninja's been taken out towards long. So now the bomb's in no man's land. It's not planted for short. So if you're Royalty, you got to fight to the death towards ramp. Nexus is going to be the first to fall from Leggy's AWP, and now he's rearranged towards Gandalf. Kani's going to take down Doobie, and again, the bomb is not planted for short. So if
my god,
DNMK,
no.
Doru, the hit
machine. What just transpired? What did we just witness? Doru with 3 kills there in the retake? Massive frags from the young man there. Taking the responsibility on his own shoulders. I thought that DNMK were done for. It was so awkward with the rifles. But Nick, it was that frag towards long as they take down Donkey. That's what allowed the whole DNMK players just to focus on the bomb sites and shorts. And they find those initial kills that were so low, but they still get across the line. And that's a massive blow to Royalty's chances here on Dust. Yeah,
that's such a hard pill to swallow. I mean, yes, you got the gun round, the other round, and then you lose the next one, and then and then there's just no response. Royalty unable to string any noticeable amounts of rounds together. And again, it seems like DNMK, they just have the shred towards middle. They got a double mid setup. One player playing close to the doors, one player playing further back, but it is going to be close to the doors. Heartbreak who's going to be under question, playing the same position he did God's work the previous round. Donkey is going to get the trade eventually. Now they're going to axel towards mid B. Kani though with the AWP, he's going to get one. Play anti-flash. What?
What? Flip from Kani. He finds another shot onto Donkey as well. He was trying to dodge the flashbang, and he just comes with the amazing flick. I'm surprised that he didn't snap one of his wrists there, the old man. Jokes, Kani, for when you watch this one back, but that was crazy. I mean, the fact that he gets 3 kills, and Nick, he knew he didn't have time to get back to the B-bomb side. He was in no man's land. The only option he had was to try and fight a way out of that one, and somehow he's able to get it done.
Oh, he doesn't care, and now he's peeking middle the next round. Oh!
Okay, but this is Kani in a nutshell, bruv. He's 16-3, Nick. He's 16-3 right now. And look at Heartbreak. He just wants to continue to pile on the misery. Coming from behind, he catches ninjas. He gets the information. Doru gets some of the frags as well. It's going to be a triple kill for him as he mops up on the defense. 10-1 is the scoreline. And DMNK are running away with the map. Nick, I hate to say it because it really pains me to say it, but we could be having another early end to the evening here once again, which is not what I was hoping for.
I just wanted 3 maps, bro. I just wanted 3 maps. And unfortunately, Royalty, they need one hell of a comeback. I mean, I'm not going to get too much ahead of myself. All things considered, they get another couple of rounds, 10-5. Then it's going to be as if, like, you win the first round, you're right back into the game. 10-5 is going to be a more than capable half to come back from, but it's going to be a long take. Diver's only going to be good for 1. God's not there with the trade, but Nexus, he's sticking around. He's going to be good for 1, 2. Sees the AWP toward blue, and now it's a 2v4. Doobie pushing the smoke over. He's going to get some work done towards B.
I mean, it's a good option from Royalty. They haven't tried the full long take yet, but it just doesn't yield any success. They get mowed down. Nexus with 2 kills there. Super impactful. And that was a big kill by Doobie, right? Because look at what it's done to the setup now for DMNK. Everybody's had to shift their positions. Heartbreak's been able to push through long, so he's got a lot of information right now. He needs to slow down, though. He's going to give the cues away to Doobie. He gives his life up on a platter. Nexus, though, continues to do the Lord's work here, as he finds a 3rd frag in the round, and now it's just Leggy left. He's got time on his side, he's got the AWP on his back, and he's got the bomb in his pocket. Is he going to be able to rocket this round into Royalty's favor?
Oh, he's going to hear the sound cues towards bottom mid. He now knows there's a hole towards mid B.
I mean, I don't know if he heard it. Otherwise, he probably pushes mid, right? I'm not sure if he has the information, and Nexus has gotten into Goose, so I mean, this is going to be a tough ask for Leggy to clear out that corner as he makes his way onto the bomb site. AWP up close as well. He has to hit that instantaneous snappy shot, which we all know Leggy's capable of. Making his way forward, he is slowly clearing it, and there we go. He hits the shot onto Nexus, converts it into the 1v1. It's AWP versus AWP right now. Kani been able to get decently forward here on the retake. I'm not sure if Leggy spotted his feet there or not. Oh, Leggy! Absolutely disgusting from the AWP on Royalty. And that is a massive round for Royalty to win, Nick.
And that's exactly what you need. You need a clutch to bring things back. You're going to call a timeout off the back of it. Things are looking good now. I mean, not really. You're 10-2 down. But I mean, you won the round. So I guess in that department, things are looking good if you're Royalty. The one, the clutch, that's exactly what you need. Get the comms up, get the atmosphere back up in the team speak, and start cementing some sort of a comeback. I mean, again, 10-5.
Yeah.
More than happy with that sort of half performance. But if you're DNMK, now's your time to put Royalty in the grave. Finally, Royalty get around. If you're DNMK, you get the next gun round. It's as if all the hard work you did in the previous for Royalty has just gone to waste. But I mean, the players on DNMK, Kani 16-4, Divo 15-5, Doru 12-3. Oh my days.
Yeah, no, Nick, there's something about Dust 2 and DNMK that just is a dangerous duo, man. Like, these guys are cracked on the map, and like I said, I don't even see them playing it that regularly. I could be totally mistaken, but yeah. 10-2 here. Big round for Royalty. They need to get a couple more here on this T side if they're going to be competitive.
Oh, they definitely do. Kani's got his AWP trained towards close middle. Heartbreakers behind the mid smoke. Going to finally flash short. That is going to blind Kani. He's going
he needs to get
flash
out of here.
and fall back. Yeah, they've got long control, so it's something they can fall back on. But Heartbreak towards middle. What doing, Heartbreak? What doing?
Yeah. Leggy absolutely destroys him, and Kani, what did we just witness, Donkey? He gets decimated. Oh my god, Diver's gonna go down here to God's Not Dead. Oh, the timing? Oh man, God's Not Dead was just checking behind him for a second there. And that's a big frag now. Royalty with the 1-man advantage. Make that a 2-man advantage as Doobie doubles down as well. Now it's Nexus. Charles is trying to lock this one down. He's lost his vision. He's lost his HP as well. And that's going to be the end of the round. Doru recovers the AWP, and he's just going to look to save it. But that's a big round win for Royalty, Nick. A 10-5 halftime scoreline is a realistic prospect. And while we have a slight break and pray here, let's just remind everybody about the giveaway that we're running at the moment, because we're going to be announcing the winner a couple rounds from now, guys. We are going to be giving away one of the Evesports shirts, the ones you've seen us featuring when we got the webcams on in between maps and before the show starts. So, I mean, guys, if you want to be winning one of those shirts, enter the giveaway EGL1 in chat. If you've entered already, don't enter again. It'll discount your original entry. And if you type EGLONE, that'll get you into the chat. No spaces in the word. And then you entered into the giveaway. We have a giveaway that runs every single evening, every single show. And we've got a show every Tuesday and Thursday.
Oh, double header of local Counter-Strike.
Yes.
Whoa, come on. Whoa. And you get free stuff. It costs nothing. I mean, besides whatever PC you type it on, or your phone, or your keyboard, or your mouse, or whatever. It costs nothing to put 6 letters in chat and enter into the giveaway, and you can get something for free, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Who wouldn't want something like that?
Who doesn't like free things? Just like name one person.
And if you don't like free things, then you need help, honestly. and no one doesn't like free things, so everything's fine.
Yeah. Seems like DMNK are going to be saving here, Nick. They're going to be hedging their bets on the final round of the half. Scouts in hand on Doru. They got the AWP for Kani as well. That's what's dropped across to him. So, I mean, there's some potential in the round for DMNK, but if you're Royalty, this is a must-win round once again. Make it 10-4, and then actually have a very realistic crack at that 10-5 halftime scoreline, which is, all things considered, I think a decent halftime scoreline, considering where they were a few minutes ago.
Yeah, considering you were 7-0 down, and then, what was it, 9-1 down? I mean, I'm pretty sure you'll be chuffed with that if you're Royalty, but it all comes down to ifs and buts. If they can make it the 10-5, I mean, you definitely don't want to be having a 12-3. Oh, Kani dodging that lowest flash. Really good play from him. Another opening frag. Gonna go the way of DMNK. Now, Heartbreak towards middle. He's been the danger man towards this position. Yes, he's only 7-7, but if you think back to the frags he's got, the information he's obtained for his team, he's been a high-impact player this map.
And he's also playing such a difficult role here on the CT side, man. Like, oh, this is one of the worst roles, is playing mid-doors on CT. It's just such a tough role to play, and Leggy, with the patience, holds the angle, finds a frag for free. And now, it shifts to Kani to get the workload done. Spotted out one of the players towards short. Big information here for Royalty. They know that the AWP is now in this half of the map, and that's probably why the bomb's immediately shifting towards the opposite half. Where's that scout? That scout's behind. Okay, it's back on B on the platform. Hopefully, no scream shenanigans.
Ooh, Nexus is mollied out towards middle, so Doobie's going to clear that and get some info with it. I mean, Nexus rather, spread through the doors.
But he's got the Desert Eagle does Nexi, and he has now got Niix health, as he's been taking down Leggy also with the great shot there onto Divo. His spidey senses were tingling. There's a gap above the smoke though, which Kadi's going to take advantage of. He goes down, and now it's on Doru playing whack-a-mole, and he's about to get whacked. Leggy takes him down. Leggy's popping off on the T side, by the way, 14 and 10. He's at least double anybody on his team. 7 times in some cases, which is donkey. 2 kills.
Super rough. I mean, he had a super tough time on train, and
yeah,
we needed him to like bounce back if Royalty wanted to take this to 3. I mean, it's never nice to when things just aren't going your way, especially on T side. You feel like you're running into a side, you're getting double dinged, things aren't working. I mean, Royalty haven't really gotten to that stage in many of the rounds. It feels like they're getting picked off prior to that sort of stage of the round. But I mean, Divo is going to get caught off towards middle. I think he did spot Heartbreak towards top of middle, so the aggro play just not going out for DMNK. Now it looks like a 10-5 half.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not going to be too critical of DMNK's approach in the round there. Like, I guess they're just trying to make something happen. But, you know, them just keeping things nice and calm on the T side, on the CT side, and just, you know, playing the standard hold has actually been working wonders for them. So I guess maybe just getting a little bit overzealous there.
Now, if you're Royalty, you can't go wrong if you just group, hit a side together, trade out, especially if it's B. Everyone hates retaking on B, even in retake servers. Like, that's 2 retakes and Aish. But, I mean, if Doru doesn't get cleared, if Doru doesn't get
No ways. Surely not. Surely not. Someone's gonna find him soon. He has to take his options here. He's seen all 4 players. Oh no. Things you hate to see, bruv. Oh. We need to get that on the the images that precede unfortunate events. CS images that precede unfortunate events.
Yes.
When you're like looking at all 4 of them, and then he gets pivoted.
Oh, that's unlook. You can. I mean, there's a world, an alternate universe where, I mean, Nexus. Okay.
If he has an M4 there, he gets all 4 kills. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, that's facts. And also the rough part is when they were lining up for him, he was blind, so that's also something to keep in mind. I don't know if that was his teammate's flash or the T's flash or whatever.
True.
But when they were lining up towards car, I think 2, maybe 3 players went towards that side of the site. He was full blind when that was the situation which he could have fragged up. But it all happens. He's still 12-5, still probably has a 100% headshot rate. Still things looking good for Dora and DNMK. But Royalty,
yeah,
9-1 down, 10-5. You're more than happy with that half, but now is where the going gets tough.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. As you said, Royalty are going to be very content with the way that things ended up, but still, they're 5 rounds behind you. If they lose this pistol round, it leaves them in a very tough position going into the rest of the half. And DNMK getting aggressive up short right now, spotted out a few of these players. Donkey, he has to commit to the fight. He takes the fight, but it's his teammate Leggy who finds the kill, but they've both been dropped for the price of only 1. So that's a 2-for-1 trade favoring DNMK in a big way. They smoke off CT as well. And this is going to be such a tough retake for Royalty to make happen. No kit, no util. And yeah, already there's Heartbreak all the way towards long, so Doobie should get shut down here. But I don't know, Heartbreak's going on an excursion. Bruv, what are you doing? Now Kani's going to have to shut this down. Does Doobie expect a second player? My god, what's going on? It's Nexus who finds one. He finds 2 of his own. And DNMK, they've spilled the milk. And they've completely dropped the ball in that round, Nick. Just a couple mistakes there, a little bit overzealous, not sure. I think Heartbreak maybe wanted to flank the players on short or something, but he just needed to hold that angle, and Doobie was his kill every day of the week, and then Kani can focus towards A, and oh man, that's a big let-off for Royalty, man. That's
like when you've just found the old strawberry pops flavor before they change the recipe. You have your strawberry pops and your milk in your cereal bowl in the morning, and you've just spilt it all over the table. It's all on the
and it was the last box.
It's the last box.
Now you only have the new strawberry pops.
Exactly.
They're not even like pink anymore. They're like brownie pink.
Exactly. And they don't taste enough. They get stodgy. They're not sugary enough.
Oh god. Oh, trying to get up short aggressively. Yeah, that was a hero flashbang there from Leggy. I think he was dead for all money there if Heartbreak doesn't get blinded up. Divo does find Doobie, however, just to keep the numbers even. I mean, it's a good opportunity here for DNMK, considering the weapons they've got to work with. An AK, 2 Galils. There's certainly potential in the potion. But are they going to be able to put it to work, is the question. And God's not dead all the way on this side of the map by himself, by the way. That fresh smoke is going to be maybe giving him some security, but there is no immediate support for him. The closest player is all the way tucked in mid doors. It's Leggy, and then there's a player in mid doors and a player or long doors and a player on A. So like, he has to get a kill here at the bare minimum. Hopefully they don't check him and he can find a multi-kill. Oh no, gets caught between 2 targets, not able to find either of them. DNMK getting across onto the bomb side as well, and it's going to have to be another magical retake for Royalty, but no, they're not even going to have a crack at this. They want to take these guns into the next round. Oh, that's a tough pill to swallow for the Royalty lads.
Yeah, that's super unlucky for God's Not Dead. I mean, I think he got the initial dink on Divo, and then he must have thought he killed him or something, but then there was a player jumping. So, I mean, but props to DNMK, right? I mean, they get out of the choke points as fast as possible. One player's being a tough target. They can get the trade. And with God's Not Dead not going 1-for-1, with him getting no frags, then Royalty are shut out of the round. So DNMK, really, really good entry, really good contact on the B side there. Things going their way, and now they post 11, and Royalties, when we thought they were finally having a say back into this game, they lose against the second round, I think.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. So, Nick, I think we should just roll this giveaway. Let's see who's going to be picking up one of these fantastic shirts, courtesy of Evesports. These shirts are really sick, guys. Really nice material, breathable, comfortable, good design, good color scheme. Just solid shirt all around.
Solid shirts all around.
Oh, Kaniki Kene picking up the shirts. That's cool. That's cool.
Well, is she here?
Congratulations.
That's the real question.
Let's hope so. We'll find out soon enough.
Ooh, there's no immediate reports in chat.
Oh, Doobie finding a big frag down to Kani. Royalty have opted to buy up in the round here after they saved a couple weapons in the previous, but it's still a mixed buy. And Nick, we always talk about how great these MP9s are, but CT side Dust is probably the one half where they can be a bit more of a hindrance than an advantage. At least Donkey makes some moves, but Doru, he's made moves of his own as he's gotten all the way onto the, say, bomb site, mate.
I don't think they know.
How could they? How on earth could they even remotely expect this? If Doru just peeks out slightly, free kill. And he does, he connects. That Galore, one of the stray bullets, hits the head. 3v3, the information is now there for Royalty.
Oh, but you're completely shut out of the sight, you know? You can get this long flank going. You've a good molly to deny the bomb plant, but dive. Oh my goodness. 18 and 9. Showing his frag potential.
Yeah. Oh, God's Not Dead finds one, but Doobie's going to get caught in the smoke, so it's now just the previous IGL in the 1 versus 2 to try and showcase his rifle skills here to win the round for Royalty. And like I said, they know where he is. This is just so difficult for him right now. He's trying to clear out the angles, and he does. He takes Doru's head clean off, and Nexus only has 21 health, by the way. Is the bomb planted for him at long? It is.
It's got a smoke.
It is. Smoke for God's Not Dead, but no kit. Not on the bomb. Doru, or rather Nexus has spotted that now, and now he's going to be sticking the defuse. Nexus tapping away, AD. It's the headshot through the smoke. God's Not Dead. He didn't really have much of an option there. Without a kit, the 10-second defuse was always in the back of his mind. He tries to stick it. He tries to nestle himself behind the box, but his head just sticking out will be taken down. Nexus was cool, calm, and collected, and he wins the round.
Yeah, great coming out from Nexus there. Super low HP, getting a nice post plant there towards long platform where the bomb is planted. And DMNK doing things well. I mean, if they can clean up this anti-eco 13-6, things are going to be looking really good for them. But it is going to be pretty much full USPs bar the Deagle on Doobie. So it should be light work made for DMNK. But the question is, who's gonna be farming? Okay, Nexus is dinked down to 28, not him. Not him. He's not farming. He wanted
to farm. Yeah, he's no Farmer Joe. Who is going to be the Farmer Joe in the round? Diver? Maybe he wants to pad some more stats here. Maybe
not Kani? Not Kani.
They're taking their chances. I mean, there are a couple like eco-hungry fraggers on this DMNK team. I mean, they lost one of them in the man. Kani, he's getting some of them now. But it's going to be 13-6, Nick, which is probably not a scoreline Royalty expected to find themselves in, especially after that nice comeback on the T side. I mean, they were down 10-1. They finished the half 10-5, and they win the pistol round in the second half. So that means they won 5 rounds in a row. They're probably starting to feel pretty good about Dust, all things considered. And then now they've been slapped back down again. 3 consecutive win streak here. Some damage being dealt at least with these pistols, so it'll impact the economy, but yeah, that's not going to be the primary focus. Exactly.
At this stage of the game, it doesn't matter if there's no one staying alive and you can't defuse the bomb. The fact is that you're 7 rounds down. And yes, you can argue in the grand scheme of things that fragging 3 players will make a big thing. But nowadays in the CS economy, you know, we speak about loss bonus and how hard it is to make comebacks. 13-6, let's say you win 5 rounds in a row. You're still behind, and then DNMK have max loss bonus. So, I mean, if you're DNMK, things are going pretty well. So 13-6, things are going to go well, but it's going to be the B rush, as you said. Oh, actually, they're going to put a bit of flair in it. B pop, why not?
Yeah, the B pop, exactly. They're going to probably wait for the smoke to dissipate. There is another smoke on God's Not Dead. Need to tickle them down as well. But they're just waiting for their opportunity. Heartbreak on the opposite side of the map. He's going to be just trying to pull a bit of presence there with the flash towards long door. Nexus charges through. Doesn't check the close left. Cubby, it's not dead. Good for 2. There's no chance for the trade as well. The smoke had just enough life left in it. Doobie trying to get in on the action as well. Very tough fight now for Doru to try and take. They need to get out of dodge. Reconsider their options here in the 3v5.
Still a very winnable round coming for DNMK. I mean, look at how spread out the CT defense is. If they can win a 1v1 duel throughout the map, then things are going to go down. So I do assume it is going to be Heartbreak taking things into his own hands towards bottom middle. Maybe towards short, but I mean, 1v1 duel going DNMK's way, and they're right back in this round, so I'm not going to write it off just yet.
Absolutely, and this is again what I spoke about on train when Leggy was in this position. This is where you want your AWP or Heartbreak to find that opening for the team, to create that space, to create the opportunity so that somehow they can make something work. And that's what he's trying to do right now. He's working his way around the map. He's going up short, spotted Leggy towards long, pulling some rotations as well. Kani holding that angle, and he's going to lose his head. And this is a big problem now because the bomb is on the opposite side of long doors, and there's no time
20
So
seconds.
he's got his Nikes on. He's just charging up on towards the safe bomb site. Heartbreak lost his life, and that should be the end of the round. Doru, he just actually doesn't want to survive at this point. He doesn't want to take the AK into the next round where his team's going to be ecoing.
Yeah, and I mean, that's pretty much it. A really, really good round coming out from Royalty. A nice double frag there for God's Not Dead. And it's always tough playing towards the left side of the tunnels from a T's perspective of CT's towards the left, because often the flashes you're throwing are going towards the left. So you can swing to the right and take those tools towards window, double, all of that stuff. So when a CT does find themselves towards the side of the bomb site, it's tough because the flashes you're going to throw just aren't going to be up to standard. And that's pretty much what happened. 2 players being team flashed by Dario in that round. But in this round, they've actually found a hole towards short. Leggy,
oh no, not like this. These doobies able to find one onto Kani, but still work to be done here. Donkey on the angle does do some damage as he finds Heartbreak. But a bomb plant here wouldn't be a bad result, all things considered, for DMNK. I mean, Kani, he needs a bit of extra cash for the next round, as does Doru.
Oh, but if you're DNMK, I mean, we spoke about the damage that Royalty are going to do. In terms of on the eco rounds, trying to make as little players stay alive as possible. But for DNMK, if they can take any one of these rifles away, possibly a couple, it's going to be worth its weight in gold. But
oh, the spray! Oh my god, Divo, he actually nearly finds the kill onto Ninjask as well. I presume God's Not Dead was close enough to trade him out regardless, but still, a lot of damage coming through there for DMNK. I don't want to say it was a hard eco because they did have a bit of an investment into the round, but you can bet your top dollar that they're going to be buying straight back into this round as well, especially based off all the economic damage that they inflicted in that previous round.
Yeah. Oh, what?
Are they? Actually, no, they're going to save.
Upgraded pistols.
I mean, they're playing the long game here. I respect that, to be fair.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, considering the damage they did last round, I think they had 1 AK and just upgraded pistols across the bat. And 2 of the players didn't actually have armor. So it's a similar thing, just minus the rifle, which is the biggest thing. But it is just going to be a play towards long. Donkey is going to be the one receiving them. He could be caught reloading his M4. God. He's busy quick switching the whole time. It means his head is going to be down. Ninjas go over towards Gandalf. His position is now known. And now DNMK, it's now Royalty as if their backs are against the wall. But Ninja's peeking out, going to get 2. They line up for him.
Yeah, the bomb planter got in Kani's way there, or whether, I think it was Kani planting and he got a Nexus as well. I know, either way, it got awkward. And a bomb plant, still achievable here as Heartbreak picks up the C4. Ninjas just needs to stay in the corner now, right? He just needs to wait for his teammates to take effect, and that's exactly what's happened. Just Doru left now. And he'll go down as well. 13-9. Royalty keeping themselves in the hunt here on Dust 2. But this next gun round is going to be a big one because it's been a double eco pretty much from DNMK. This is the gun round now, which is a big mantelpiece for Royalty if they're going to be making this comeback happen, Nick, because if they lose this gun round 14-9, yes, they've got money, but it just doesn't give the team confidence that they're going to be able to make the comeback happen if they just lose this gun round, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's going to be super, super, super tough. And I mean, Heartbreak, he's got that AWP purchased up. He has had a pretty slow time to the second half here. So maybe he has some sort of a response coming back into the latter stages of this half. But it's just going to be super, super slow coming out from DNMK. 2 players still in T-base at this stage. 2 players towards lowers. 1 player towards long, holding for the early aggro. Just going to try to bleed whatever utility Royalty have at the start of the round early. I mean, Dust 2, it's one of those maps where you're going to drop those mollies towards long doors, towards B super early. So DNMK just playing super, super slow, seeing if they can punish any sort of early aggression coming out from Royalty. And I mean, lots of utility has already been burned. I mean, look towards Royalty's utility. They've got a molly and then flashbangs. The utility usage already out the window. So if you're DNMK, you just exec a site. You've got 1 molly which is towards B. If you exec A, there's pretty much going to be 0 response for Royalty.
Yeah, and look at Ninjas. He's just trying to bait them out at the moment and get information. Yeah, I don't know if you know if he's spotted them. What's going on? What is actually going on right now? Ninjas is dead. Nexus, I don't know if he was lagging or what happened, but he's going to be finding that frag. And this is just so awkward because look at the positions that Royalty have to work with now, Nick. It's Leggy in CT. He's got his other teammate Donkey in CT. Doobie is around CT as well. There's nobody on short. They've got no control of the A bomb site. But DNMK, they're still posturing themselves around middle right now. This could actually work out for Royalty, the fact that they have the numbers in this vicinity of the map. Where's the flashbang going to be coming from? Someone needs to flash this off. It's going to be Kani over the top. Heartbreak finds the opening. Smoking off CT. He spots out Donkey as well through the smoke. Going to be starting to split onto this A bomb side. God's not dead. Lies in wait by himself. No support. Finds the first shot though. Going to have to find the second. He can't. Divo takes him down. And that is the round done and dusted. Just Leggy left. And he has no option but to save the Sorp.
Yeah, it was super awkward coming out from Royalty there. I think there were, as you said, there were like 4 players towards bottom mid, 3 in CT pretty much. Super rough to have any sort of mainstay in the round if you're going to make some sort of a play in that regard. But I mean, Leggy, he's going to be saving this AWP, and he's been on fire this game, 21 and 15. He's definitely towards the top of the server, but his teammates are like, I say his teammates. I hate to single out one player, and it's a bit rough in the Royalty camp. Hopefully they can make some sort of a comeback. I mean, everyone wants to see 3 maps, but it seems like DMNK, they just want to get to bed early. You know, some of them have got work tomorrow. I mean, I don't think they do, but maybe they do.
Trevor's bedtime soon as well. The buddy life, you know, they don't really stay up past like 9:30, maybe 10.
That's why he's fragging so well. He's like, guys,
it's my bedtime, boys. No, but on the real, I'm a little bit suspect of that setup that Royalty employed, because it was just like ninjas like doing a really weird like jump spot towards long. And then Leggy in CT, I don't know if he dropped off from short, but normally you want to either commit to long or short as the CTs. You want to make sure that you have some control to work with. And they didn't really have either. It was just like in between. It was just, not that that's what really cost them the round, because DMNK went through mid, but just a bit of indecision there. Maybe still trying to iron out some of the kinks. Look at it, Heartbreak. My God, somehow he's been able to lurk through middle, shooting the feet of Donkey. He's going to need some toe reconstruction surgery after that, but it looks like they're just going to try and use that as a bit of a fake. Leggy towards shorts is going to get another job here. Heartbreak comes around the corner, and Leggy and Ninja stand tall in the defense.
Yeah, again, Leggy being the real danger man coming out from Royalty. But I mean, Kani's still alive, so anything's possible. Nexus is going to get taken down by the USP of Doobie. Now it's Kani left. In the 1v5, both of the AWPs finding big impact in this game, and now Kani, just an AWP in hand. Any economical damage is going to be worth its weight in gold. As if you look, both teams' economical situation is not looking great, both with 1 round of loss bonus. I mean, oh, this is a bit awkward towards short. They're blind, missed AWP shots.
Oh, finds the first. Oh, jeez, if you found the second there, that could have got dicey. 14-10, Royalty keeping themselves in the hunt here on Dust 2.
Now they're within touching distance, which is the most important thing, which hasn't been the case since they won the pistol round on the CT side, right? I mean, as you said prior, they won 5 rounds in a row, I think. Maybe 5 rounds in a row, 10-6 when they were down, and then they just started losing effectively. But now they're within touching distance once more, so maybe they have some sort of response in which they can get some work done. Ninja's going to get 1, Ninja's going to get 2. Divo finally with the trade. Donkey's going to clean things up. And this was not a noticeable investment coming out from Royalty. Nexus is just going to flash himself.
He's having some serious internet issues right now. I think his ping spiked massively, guys. I just caught it at 400, but he's having some very bad lag problems, man, which is very unfortunate. And that's actually what I'm putting down to what happened in Long earlier, where he wasn't finding that kill on Ninjas because just like standing in the open. Shame. I feel bad for him, man. No one likes playing like these really competitive games with such inconsistent internet. It's like you're the one guy in the whole server who's put at this handicap now, this disadvantage. So hopefully it's not going to be affecting the game in a grand scheme of things. 14-11, another gun round. And
another tactical timeout from Royalty.
Yeah, 3 out of 4. And it's interesting, Nick, because normally, traditionally, we see tac timeouts being called when a team is struggling, when they're behind, when they have to try and bring some ideas together to turn things around. Here we're seeing Royalty using it in a winning sense, where they've been on top of things, maybe just making sure everybody's on the exact same page. We also do see quite a few variations to the CT setups on this map, so you've got some options, maybe just talking those over at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I assume that, they finally been able to string a couple rounds together. They know there's a buy from DMNK coming up, and they know that this is possibly the most important round of the game. I mean, you lose this, your economy is on the brink. You're not going to have a really good buy going into the next. And if you win this, then again, DMNK, their economy is going to be back in the dumps. You know, things aren't going to be looking good for either camp, but it does look like it's a missed molly towards... No, they're actually going to push through the molly. Heartbreaker's caught with a nade in his hand. Really sick opening frag coming out from Royalty. Another one going Leggy's way. And just like that, it's a 2-man advantage from Royalty Esports.
Yeah. I mean, this DMNK, they just keep throwing these early kills away, man. Like, this is like the 3rd or 4th round in a row that they've been 3v5 inside the first 20 seconds of the round. They just need to try and slow things down here. Leggy's just picking them apart piece by piece so far. But Royalty, again, they've got 3 players in CT. They've completely relinquished control of this A bomb site. I mean, they're going to be playing for retake here. And they'll have a big advantage in the retake. But, I mean, they're giving perhaps DMNK an opportunity here that they shouldn't be affording them. Not when you've got the numbers to try and commit to the bomb site. So, 5v3, post-plant situation. Kindly trying to get back towards long. There's not going to be any players there for Royalty.
It all
going to be coming from CT and short right now. They've got so many flashes, they've got smokes, they've got mollies, they've got everything they need right now to do the CTs. Diver on the angle, finds the first kill on Doobie. Doru peeks out of the back of that. Leggy able to find one, as he's been good for throughout the entire map here. Still the one-man advantage for Royalty as they trudge onto the bomb site. They've got the kits, but that's a great shot there from Kani. And now it's just Leggy left. 1v2 on the angle. He's managed to get himself into elevator, but how on earth does he force the issue here? Doru's also repositioning himself on the bomb sites, and Royalty have spilled a fantastic opportunity. But Nick, what is the decision making coming out of the Royalty camp right now? 5v3, and they've got nobody on the A bomb site. They play for retake, nobody coming from long. It's super one-dimensional, and they just get picked apart.
I mean, all props to DMNK there. I was about to say that it all comes down to this first duel. What happens is a super, super strong crossfire being played towards long and on the A ramp. And what happens? DMNK, they get one. The other guy ducks and weaves, everything going their way. And DMNK, a round in which we thought Royalty were just going to win and have some sort of a comeback. Maybe we see close to 30 rounds. Now Royalty's backs are against the wall. A great round coming up from DMNK, a sick 3v5-1. And Royalty, again, they're going to be, that's when you watch back on the demo, you're going to see all the errors being made. And it's just going to be a tough pill to swallow if you're Royalty.
It's also when you're making a comeback and something like that happens, because you're 5v3, so like everyone's looking at the scoreboard or the counter at the top, and it's like 5v3, cool, this is another round we've won. It's like sometimes you cross the bridge before you've actually physically gotten across. You know, mentally you think the job's done, but job's not done here for DMNK either. 15-11, they've again lost the first frag in the round. It's the instrumental Doru who's been taken down, and now the activation is going to be coming up short. Leggy with the angle is going to find another shot. He's been Mr. Consistent here on Dust 2. Ninja's in Goose will find a kill as well. And yeah, they're not going to be spilling this opportunity, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, 15-12 Heartbreak, he's got an open hand, and he can actually... If he wins this duel towards bottom mid, then he can save this gun, but Royalty, they've got him locked in. They've got players towards short, they've got players towards middle, they've got players towards bottom mid. So if you're a Heartbreak, you've got to fight to the death, or you've got to fight to get out, one of the two. It is going to be the former. Leggy, he's going to have another sick round, a multi-kill again coming out from him. And Leggy's been the player who stepped up to the bat, 30 frags, 30 for 18, on top of the server. Kani being the next closest, 25 for 16. But Leggy is putting up numbers.
Yeah, he's doing some serious legwork right now, and he didn't get off to the hottest starts. I mean, he had even numbers in the beginning, but I'd say for the past like 10 to 15 rounds is where he's been finding majority of these kills, and they've been of such high impact as well. Great work by the Royalty Orpa. 3 more rounds Royalty need to force overtime. It's a realistic prospect, but it's the Tech 9 and Desert Eagle train forcing up towards this B bomb site. The smoke is dissipating though, and that means Ninja regains his vision just in time. So won't be any shenanigans transpiring in this round.
Oh, and then that's just going to be all she wrote. 15-13. Another buy round going to come out from DMNK. Or are they, excuse me, going to...
Yeah, good question.
Oh, they are buying. Yeah, okay, that was a super fast. So clearly that was going to be the intent prior. They're going to eco this previous one and straight up buy the next. They're going to look to put Royalty in the grave this round, which is... Ooh, I don't know how I feel about this. I would have been more happy if you take the back seats again. You can get the orbs, you can get the AKs, you know, you're fighting for one round. So I don't really see the thought process behind this, but maybe I'm going to be if they win the round.
It does happen often as a caster. Don't worry about it if it does end up happening. But I think the school of thought here is like rather have 2 force buys rather than 1 save and 1 full buy. Like it's like you get a 60% chance in both rounds instead of an 80% chance and a 20% chance. Like it comes down to personal preference within a team, I feel like.
Yeah, I agree with you. And also it depends how the team itself is feeling, if they're feeling the Deagles or if they're not. But we're going to see it's 5-man long play, and Royalty are going to be boosting short. So it does look like the DMNK they found the hole in the Royalty defense. 4 players are out long, pretty much for the expense of a flashbang. Now they're going to go quiet. They're going to go quiet. They're going to lurk up the side of the map. I assume throw the cross smokes. After they throw the cross smokes, entry onto the bomb site, and it all comes down to the first opening duel. I'm going to say if DMNK win the first opening duel, then they're probably going to win this round.
Yeah, they're in such a powerful position right now. All 5 players making their way up long. The cross smokes come out. There's not going to be any response here for Royalty. They're going to have to concede the bomb site. They've committed to short right now, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're going to be mollied off on short. Donkey's committed to CT, and these positions haven't worked out great for Royalty in the past couple rounds. Bomb plant coming through here for Doru. This has been a fantastic execute from DMNK. Everything's gone their way so far, and now Royalty have to make the retake happen to keep themselves in the Hunter and Dust 2, or else they're going to be dropped down to the lower bracket. Ninjas finds a massive frag there into Heartbreak. Now they can focus their resources towards the bomb site. No flanks coming through. Divo finds the first though, however. So DMNK continue to fight back.
And a missed molly towards default means that it's going to be some extra little problem areas that Royalty have to focus on. It is going to be the short part of the map under question. 4 players running into the site. There's only about 10 seconds left for the bomb plant.
No.
The frags. We're going to go DMNK's way.
Oh my god.
Oh, super unlucky.
16-13, DMNK, they get the job done. Fantastic fight from them on both of the maps. Winning it out on Train, coming to Dust 2, getting the job done again, and they had to fight for this win, Nick. There was a couple times when they were being pushed back and they had to really work hard. I like that they reassessed the situation because there were a couple rounds they were being pretty careless on that T side, giving away some early frags unnecessarily, went untraded, but they knuckled down, they put their heads down, and they get across the line. Commiserations to Royalty. Was a good effort from them, but they were outclassed tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, the theme of the 2-0 in the upper bracket just carries on. We wanted to see 3 maps tonight, but unfortunately, DMNK were just too good. You know, I say unfortunately, but they put on a show, a really solid performance on Train, and they brought things, I want to say brought things back, but they had a bit of a rough patch on Dust 2, but ultimately, they win that one out 16-13 and take themselves a 2-0 victory, which books themselves a spot in the top 6.
Yeah, it certainly does. Great work by DMNK with the new feature of Doru getting off to a great start. I'm very excited by this team, to be fair. I do want to say, though, that the CT side on Royalty, it looked very indecisive. They really struggled in terms of positioning and decision-making, what they were going to be committing to. In the end there, you know, they try to commit to the short play, and it was just a great call by DMNK to send 5 players out long. There was no contest. They got so far forward onto the bomb side. All 5 players, when the bomb got planted, were still alive. They got to set every crossfire up that was potentially that they could bring into existence, was brought into existence, and it worked out. Tough ask for Royalty to make the retake happen. Game over, 2-0. DMNK, they march on, and emphatically as well. I mean, they've shot fired a warning shot across the bow to their future opponents as well, that this team means business.
And you speak about future opponents, and the future opponent is going to be Goliath Gaming. Oh, nice. My days. Nice. In the upper bracket, ATK Sin 5 are gonna battle it out, and Goliath against DMNK are going to be the top 4 teams in South Africa right now, all going head to head in the upper bracket of the EGL 1 Season 2. And I mean, the question is, will the theme of the only 2-0s in the upper bracket continue? I'm going to put my money on it that definitely not. Definitely not next week. Definitely not.
Well, I don't even know if it will be next week, because I think next week is going to be lower bracket games, and then maybe the week after that. So next week, we can use this as the interlude. We've got games more next week, and the week after, and week after, and the week after. There's so much Counter-Strike to be played every Tuesday and Thursday. When we return next Tuesday, 7:15, we will have a lower bracket match. I'm not exactly sure which game, and if you want to know which game, follow Evesports on social media. Subscribe to the channel as well. Then you'll get all the notifications, all the updates as to what's coming. But guys, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here once again tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Like I said, we'll be back here on Tuesday. But until then, I hope you have an amazing weekend. Have a fantastic rest of your night. Keep well, keep safe, have fun. We'll see you guys on Tuesday.